Woo. I was watching the game too, and I said, I don't think Green Bay is going to launch no miracle comebacks like they did last week. So I said, let me go check out the fam and see what's up. Fam, troubleshooting Niners offense. I was watching Steve, and Steve's had some comments. Fam, there are many opinions as to why Coach Shanahan seems to be way too cautiously driving his offense down the field of play each and every week. Ex-Hall of Famer quarterback Steve Young believes Coach Shanahan has no faith in JG. Tonight, we'll go to the phones to discuss why the Niners seem to be offensively sluggish. We've talked about this a little bit anyway, but we might as well go ahead and give a night to it. And Steve Young's accusation of trust issues between Coach Shanahan and Jimmy G. But meanwhile, fam, here's the thing. I'm starting to feel T-Flow on regarding George Kittle, right? T-Flow keeps saying, man, Ronbo, we paying this dude all this money. He's one of the best guys, the best tight ends in the league, man. You got Travis Kelce over there showing out. You got various tight ends around the league that are doing their thing. Meanwhile, George is probably better than any of them, and he ain't getting no love. Yeah, you know what? In fact, give George the damn ball. Just give him the damn ball. All right, this is like, some of the stuff I read today, I said, oh, really? GK is Jimmy G's third most targeted pass catcher, but the play is always willing to do more. And you know how George is. George, man, whatever it takes to win. Okay, well, you know what? Come on. Even though he says that, you know he wants more. He does. Mike McGlinchey, I blame you for this, because if George had to hustle down in and help your wimpy, weak-kneed self, he'd be running out patterns more often. Damn it. Mike used to feel shame. GK has caught just 29 of his 41 total targets for 340, 29 of his 41 total targets for 340 receiving yards and 2 TDs. You know he's capable of way more. Through 7 games this season, putting him at an average of under 50 yards per game. It's breaking my heart just to check this out. This is a long way from the production he saw his back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 2019 and 2020. We already know what he's capable of doing. Kyle. And Jimmy, too. Here's the thing. In the past, all our all-pro tight end has been adamant that as long as the team is winning games, his number of targets do not concern him. So, today, Kittle was asked if he had approached Coach Shanahan about increasing his involvement on offense. Kittle responded saying, quote, yes and no. Have I walked into Kyle's office and said, give me the ball? No, I haven't done that, but I tell Jimmy on the sidelines all the time. Jimmy, I shouldn't have heard this, man. Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. It used to be you didn't trust anybody but George. Now you don't find him? Okay, anyway. He said, his quote said, hey, I'm open. I'm in one-on-one coverage, which is really bizarre that George would be on one-on-one coverage. I guess that happens every now and then. I'm available. Just throw me the ball when you need me, unquote. See, George, how long have you known Jimmy? You've known him long enough. You can talk to him just like you want to. If he's not listening to you on the field, talk to him in the locker room. You talk to him anywhere you want to. No, you don't have to loud talk him and put him on blast in front of others. But tell Jimmy, come on, G. Remember I was your main dude, man. When I tell you I'm open, I'm serious. I'm open. Will you look for me? It probably does go like, you don't want a situation where Jimmy and George just go Butch Cassidy and Sundance Hill and start just mavericking out there, just becoming between them. But you want George to get more to eat. It's just the way it should be. So that's only B.A. and Debo have had more receiving production than Kittle. B.A. leads the team with 44 catches for 567 yards and 4 touchdowns, which should be 5 B.A. Debo has registered 34 receptions for 411 yards, 2 TDs through the air, along with 28 carries for 165 yards and a rushing score. I want more for George. I really do. He's a nice guy, and he doesn't mind blocking, but I do. I mind him blocking all the time. I really do. Let's move on. And Jimmy Garoppolo is quietly turning in one of the better seasons. JG has completed nearly 67% of his passes for 1,931 yards on the season so far, 11 TDs, and thrown just 4 INTs. And he hasn't thrown a pick in the past 2 games. JG critics refuse to let up on him, though. Hall of Fame quarterback Steve Young suggested that Coach Shanahan's conservative play calling might be due to a lack of trust in his starting quarterback. Before we continue, though, it is fair to say that it's worth noting Young has spent equal time complimenting Garoppolo's leadership and ability to endure a challenging offseason situation, waiting to learn where he would play this season while recovering from shoulder surgery. Yeah. I do. That's a stat that doesn't get registered. Jimmy G does have a leadership quality about him. Now, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him and the players all the time, but I do know that when he's on the field, things seem to click. Whether he's the one making it click or not is the question. And I realize that. He does make a lot of good plays, but at the same time, these guys really play balls to the wall when Jimmy's on the field. Both sides of the ball, defense as well. But is Kyle Shanahan's play calling too conservative? That's the question tonight. Watching Sunday night's game against the Chargers, you might say it was. And it is. But then I look back at the game with the Rams, and there was nothing conservative about that. In fact, they went a little buck wild. Like somebody pointed out the other day in the chat, I don't know if Kyle should be showing everybody all his goods, you know what I'm saying? Because before you know it, people prepare for that and be able to stop us later. But the Niners offense scores on an average of 22 points per game, ranking 18th in the NFL, coincidentally. That's exactly how many points they scored versus the Chargers the other night. Most of us think the Niners should score more on offense rather than stalling and settling for field goals. We're tired of working Robbie Gould. And yeah, I'm not going to say anything bad, but Robbie's clutch. I just don't want him out there any more than necessary. There's just too much talent on this roster with playmakers like when you got Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, Jawan Jennings, and recently added running back Christian McCaffrey. We got to have more. We do. We really do. This past Monday, Coach Shanahan was asked if he felt his offense wasn't clicking and if anything could be done to increase production in the second half of the season. Coach tried to defend his offense, pointing back to Sunday night's performance as an example. The man he has an ego. You cannot ask Coach Shanahan these kind of questions and get he'll give you an answer off the cuff. In other words, he'll be giving you the finger at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know that's the way he is. Shanahan said regarding the nasty accusation, quote, not clicking. We got inside the 10-yard line 5 times and scored touchdowns on 2 of them. Should have been 3, though, Kyle. Really should have been. So I believe we did on those other 3. I feel we would have been clicking huge. Well, Kyle, you know yourself. You said if you would have got any of the other 3, you would have been clicking huge. Let's start clicking huge. I would have liked to have seen 4 out of 5, Kyle. You know, I mean, as a member of the fan base, we are greedy. We are. But we just expect more because we have more. You guys are lethal. You guys are scary. Work on it. Get it done. And I am being patient about that. I still feel that the fact of the matter is these guys are just now getting used to each other as an entire unit. It used to be all about Deebo, a little bit of Ayuk. Maybe allow all Ayuk now and then a little bit of Deebo and some George. Now they're trying to figure out how to coordinate this thing. So I'm not going to get really mad about that, but we would have 30 points, it kind of goes on to say, and things are going pretty good. So if you go to that game, I think we need to be better inside the 10. Duh. But there's lots of things. I thought we were moving it great. I thought guys did a good job. We do what we do, and I thought our guys did it at a pretty high level last night. And when you end up scoring only 2 times and you're inside the 10 5 times, it's tough to get more than 30 points. Kyle, don't. But that sounds a little wimpy, Kyle. Don't. Even if you believe that, don't say those kind of things in public. Okay, it's kind of embarrassing. Unquote. Coach's response didn't really defend anything. Instead, Shanahan basically confirmed that if they had hypothetically converted more missed opportunities, he wouldn't be having this conversation or this discussion, which was kind of the point of the question itself, right, Kyle? Anyway, enter Steve Young, who joined KBR on yesterday and was asked if Shanahan is too conservative as a play caller. And while Steve didn't directly respond, yes, he suggested the idea to be accurate and even provided a reason for it all. Young said on the Tolbert and Cope show, quote, "It goes back to the conversation we've had about the trust in Jimmy Garoppolo. Because I can guarantee you that Kyle would love to throw for 500 yards a game. He's like his dad, I'm telling you. It's really just how they manage each other and how they create the space for each other. The management is full speed ahead. They're managing each other, and that's how it is, and that's fruitful, and it's fine," unquote. Steve noted that he hoped JG would go to Shanahan earlier in the season and figure out how they could build more trust in the quarterback-coach relationship. Despite JG having one of the better statistical seasons of his career, nothing the 49ers have shown has Young believing that the trust level has improved on any level. Steve added, quote, "The idea philosophically that Kyle wants to run the ball is not true, and people need to leave that behind." He says, "Well, I still think the team is still trying to, you know, you know what though? Here's the thing, fam. Steve may have some truth there, but you know, we saw Jimmy yelling and screaming on the field. He doesn't want to play this way either. In fact, some of the things you see him, Jimmy used to never, ever go off schedule. Now we're seeing him go off schedule on occasion. Kyle, you know what? I'm going to, just let me handle this, okay? And he goes ahead and does this thing now. He doesn't do it all the time, doesn't do it often, but he does it on occasion. And it used to be never on occasion. He sit back there and wait under center, no play action, nothing, just under center, not even a shotgun. Just sit there and wait till that defensive line can beat up our offensive line that is not that great and just take him down to the dirt or have him running around trying to force passes and things. I'm not saying it's all their fault. Jimmy messes up too. He makes bad judgment calls on occasion. But the thing is, life would be so much easier if you let these guys who've been in your system for how long, let them do it. Just let them. Kyle, close your eyes if you have to. Turn around, look at the back of the field. Or look at the stands and just put your fingers in your go, just act like you know. Just don't put yourself through that stress if you can't stand it. Otherwise, just watch them and see what they're doing. And commend them when they come off the field and say, "Good shot. I like the way you innovated on that play and ad-libbed as you went along. I'm impressed." And then I'll encourage. But Kyle's not afraid that I'll encourage him to do it all the time. Knowing him. My own opinion is I still think the team is trying to figure out how they want to shoot this new high-powered weapon. But that's just me. I want to know what you're thinking tonight. Are you entertaining the same feelings as Steve with Coach Shanahan still having trust issues with JG? Or what are you thinking on this matter? Bo! Our offense is inconsistent. Our defense shines bright. Yeah. Usually, we've only had one game where the defense didn't show up. And one game and a half because they weren't showing up the other day against the Chargers. But I blame that due to the bye week because they woke the hell up in the second half, didn't they? Woo! They woke up. Especially Tyler Hufanga. I'm thinking about changing his name to the Niner Ninja. The guy is stealth. He runs around there and he closes games out in the last quarter with that same move, boy. I had him. You never see a ninja coming. You don't even feel the blade slice your body in half. You're just dead. That's all I know. Hey, Bobo, thanks for that contribution. Hey, B. Ham.
Ronbo, what it is, baby, why?
Man, I'm checking out, man. Because I'm just checking out. Steve Young opened up that can of worms again. About the offense being sluggish due to the fact that Kyle didn't trust Jimmy. Man, where is this at with you? Are you seeing the same thing as Steve? Is he on target with that? What do you think's going on?
Ronbo, ain't nothing gonna be right till we win a Super Bowl. And then it ain't gonna be right then. Somebody gonna have something to say. Hey, we just won the Super Bowl, but somebody gonna say we didn't do this, and Kyle almost blew it, or Flip. Who knows, man?
We didn't beat him bad enough.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard to please everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's been people that said that Jimmy can't make certain throws.
Not over 5 yards.
Like the unauthorized throw he made to Ray
Yeah,
going down the sideline.
he
You
can't do
know,
that.
because I
That's an
went back
accident.
and looked. That was a busted play.
Yeah.
That was a busted play. So, you know, um, he improvised. You know, he ain't the best. We're not gonna say he's anywhere near the best, but
Mm.
he is what we got right now.
Mm.
And do they sympathize? No, I believe we can. I believe Jimmy can probably run any play that's in the playbook. Um, I just don't think those other players like Danny Gray is coming along as to where, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
we can be able to stretch the field and run those plays like that.
Mm.
I think that's what the main problem is right there, Ronbo.
Mm.
Um, I mean, we've seen Jimmy make throws. 2019, he made throws. He made throws the 5 games when he first got there. I mean, so I'm not gonna say that they hold in the playbook. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I do know a lot of our plays when I went back and looked. Still need a little bit more polishing up on. The timing is off on some of them, and it costs. You know, it might cost you a down. It
Mm.
might cost you a play, but I keep hearing, everybody saying, "Hey, Trey getting ready." I guess he's coming back. I think that's something that your boy, what's that, uh, the Cone guy.
Grant.
He
Yeah.
keep reporting that Trey Lance is coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know what this, you know.
Week
Uh,
15, week 14, 15, yeah. He if he recuperated that quick, that is amazing because that was a nasty injury. So, what's wrong with Eric
yeah,
Armstead?
yeah.
Because I think Eric only had a hairline fracture. Well, I guess Eric says, "Look, I'm older than he is. All right."
I think, and to be honest with you, Rumbo, I think the only thing I'm mainly concerned about, and every game is not the same, so you can't just sit there and say Kyle is holding a playbook. So every game is not the same. The only thing that I'm concerned about, honestly, right now with where we stand, is second cornerback position. Somebody is gonna have to step up and step up quick.
Yeah, and he
I
gave up on my
believe,
boy
when
Andrew.
Armstead I believe when Armstead and is Ebelcom coming back or is he done for the season? I know
No,
he
him
had
and
some kind
I
of.
think Ebby come. He didn't work out this week though, so chances are good. You know, Beham, I'm thinking. Kyle's thinking. Oh, I think we can handle these guys. You guys can take another week off. I really think they entertain those kind of thoughts every now and then because we got Jordan Willis back, and Willis was playing like a man put in charge last week. So we don't really
Right,
need
right.
Ebby to hurry up. I would like to see Armstead back though because he does a lot of things.
Yeah. And see, I think when they come back, that's gonna limit a lot of people running on us, like the
Yeah.
way that we have our was being run on. Um, I think it's gonna clear out some to where they're gonna have to pass the ball, and that's where that second cornerback is gonna have to step up because Travarius Ward, he do his thing. He give up some stuff, but he do his thing for the most part.
Yeah, you're not gonna smoke him
And
all game
like
long.
I
No,
say,
yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
my main concern is just second that second cornerback. Um,
You and me both.
Jimmy Ward is not a cornerback, and I see they
And please
had
don't
him
put him over
down.
there. You know, and he
They
doesn't want
had
to play
no.
that
He was
position
at
either.
corner. He was at cornerback.
A few times, I
I guess
know.
the position. Yes. You
Uh,
know what I'm saying. You gotta look at that, man. Um, but that boy Tylenol Hufanga, man, I call him Tylenol because everybody, hey, I
be having
tell
fading.
everybody they can get him a dose of Tylenol, baby. I know he getting y'all some headaches out here, so get a dose of Tylenol. You know what I'm saying? That boy balling out there, Rumbo, man.
He
Hey,
is,
that
Eddie.
boy
He is
is
special.
balling,
He's got a knack
and
for
it
finding
ain't gonna
that
be
ball.
long.
Hang.
But
Big Al, We got to
All in
pull up
all,
the.
Ronbo,
I'm gonna be back
I
tomorrow.
know we got to get ready. Okay. I'll give you a score or something tomorrow, man. You
Yeah,
know,
let's do
man,
that
as
tomorrow.
always, go Niners, man. Niners for life, baby.
There you
And we'll
go,
talk
you and me.
tomorrow, man.
All right, fam. Have a great night. Be him. It was be him.
All right.
And hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, tonight, Jimmy G and Kyle Shanahan have been accused of not trusting. Well, I mean, Kyle's been accused of not trusting Jimmy. That's why the offense is sluggish. Tony, there's been some reasons why that offense isn't clicking. But what are some of the things you're thinking? Are you in line with Steve Young on that thinking? Is Kyle still having trust issues? If he ever did, because that was never proven. That was just thrown out there by the media and fans. Is that true? Do you believe that?
Yeah, I'll change that word from trust to ego issues, Ronbo. We all know that. I mean, ask yourself one. Well, get production to do you a favour. Find out how many touches Kelsey's had this year and how many Kittle's had.
It won't even be close. We don't even need to look that up. It won't even be close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so next step. Give this team to Fat Boy Slim over there, Andy Reid.
I like that for him. Fat Boy Slim.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
Kill will be worked to death.
See the difference between the way he play calls with all these weapons that Kyle's got at his disposal and how Andy Reid would do it. Be a lot more free-flowing game from the quarterback down to everybody. But, like I said the other day, you got Kittle and Juszczyk blocking for that big buffoon over there on the right-hand side.
Oh.
And let's see what's going to happen in Mexico. Are they going to bombard that side? I mean, these boys...
Off you mean off of McGlinchey's end?
Yeah.
You know they should, so Jimmy can see who's coming. You know, because you don't have to worry about the left side.
Yeah, but Jimmy won't see who's coming because numbnuts will have him playing under center instead of in a shotgun.
Right, or play action every now and then. It is weird.
You know what I mean? Ronbo, if me and you sat down and just put pen to paper and drew up a scheme against the Cardinals with all those weapons that you've got at your disposal, I reckon we'll whoop their ass.
I have such imagination about some of the plays I would draw up, and most of them include George Kittle. I want guys that can't be stopped out there available for the ball.
The other thing is you've got so many players on our team that you can use as decoys, right, to attract attention and, you know, let the speedsters get away. I can't work this bloke out. I can't work Kyle out. I don't know anymore how his brain thinks. I used to try and sit down and watch plays and go, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Now I just give up. I'll give up.
Tony, you know what else makes you crazy? Try to understand why he does what he does. That's where I get tripped up. Because I see what happened, and I saw the X's and O's and how they were moving around. I said to myself, well, that was more complicated than it needed to be, and it didn't result in anything. Why? But then as I sat there, I said, you know, okay, but I can't question Kyle Shanahan. But then I don't go publicly saying things like that, but I do question, okay, well, what was that about? And did the players get it?
Well, where are we? Week 10? I understand Ronbo throwing to a point, you know, the quarterback throwing to a spot and this and that. But if your receivers or whoever it is that's supposed to be catching that ball are late and you have some sort of a problem with that type of setup or scheme, change that goddamn thing around. Try something new.
Simplify. I know that's what I'm saying. Every now and then, it's okay to simplify things, Kyle. Everybody's not as cerebral as you are. And they're not always able to execute in the fashion that you want them to. Make it easier.
And it's a hell of a lot easier to make it easier than to complicate things. Henceforth, the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody should tattoo that on his forehead or something. So he can, every time he looks in the mirror, he sees it.
I mean, he's walking down the sidelines looking all pissed off because somebody didn't execute properly. I said, well, Jesus, Kyle. What am I saying to the defense? You could have taken advantage of this and this and this, and you did this. Why would you make it more difficult than it needed? Okay, go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Christian McCaffrey, for crying out loud, you do not want that boy running between tackles. He's too good of a strike player to get hurt. You've got other guys that you can run between the tackles. Yeah. Right? Get him out there in the confusion zone, out the back with Debo and Ayuk and whoever else you want, you know, and get Juszczyk and Kittle to make a run for it as well. Then you got 5 guys that need to be double teamed. Who are you going to double team first?
Tony, he used to be into mismatches and setting them up that way. I don't know what's going through his mind these days.
Who the hell knows, Ronbo? Who the hell knows? There's how many of us call your show and none of us can figure it out?
Scratching our head, I know.
I mean, that's saying something, isn't it?
I know, right? We're in week 11, Tony. He's going to figure it out this week.
He better, because he's got no excuse. He's got more strike weapons on his team than they have on their team.
Yeah.
All right? Their
defense
is crap. You know, they're crappy against the run. You know, I think they got 1 or 2 guys that can get after the quarterback, which they'll put on McGlinchey's side. You can guarantee that. But,
Tony, we got all good stuff. Tony, we're going to go. I'm going to be back tomorrow, though. Looking for your score on this game. Hold on to it, and that'll make sure I get you back in here tomorrow, okay? But you're so right.
All right, brother. Shout out to everybody, and see you in the next chapter.
All right, fam. Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, man.
And, well, it's a big show. Get in here, man. Because I know you got a lot of feelings on this.
What's up, Ronbo?
Well, every now and then Steve Young comes out and decides that Jimmy Garoppolo's an issue. But, do you think Kyle still doesn't trust Jimmy Garoppolo at this point? Why that offense
You're talking about Mr. One-Hit Stevie Young Wonder?
Yeah.
He's only won 1 Super Bowl and couldn't stay healthy his whole career with us.
That's a pretty good joke, though. Stevie Wonder. What hit? Although Stevie really had a lot of hits, though. Wonder had more Grammys than anybody.
Stevie's got more hits than Super Bowl than Steve Young does. How sad is that?
What do you think?
And the man, first of all, I disagree with Steve Young. I listen to Joe Montana more than I do Steve. I don't think we have trust issues with Jimmy Garoppolo. Otherwise, we wouldn't have brought him back.
I was thinking that too.
Hello. Duh. What are you talking about, Steve? Do you have CTE or something? I think Kyle Shanahan's the problem. Jimmy Garoppolo can make those throws that people believe that he can't.
Especially when he's healthy.
It's just Kyle's not letting him. He's not letting any quarterback do that because Kyle's the one way or the highway. It's my way or get your ass in the doghouse way. You know what I mean? If you don't do what I say. That's who he's always been. And Kyle Shanahan is way too conservative, which is why we're scoring only 10 to 13 points in the first half. And even his players have called him out, saying, look, we have all this talent on the field, and you're only scoring 23 points a game? Brandon Ayuk said that. Jimmy Garoppolo has even called him out, saying, your play calling sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You already know my sentiments about Kyle Shanahan. I'm not a fan of him any longer because of this play calling that we see in the first half of every game. We can't keep winning like that. We're not going to win like that against Tampa and Miami and the Seahawks. Those are three potential L's right there if we continue this for conservative play calling.
Mm-hmm. And
You
put
know,
the
like
put
people have
our
already
defense under
people have
tremendous
already
strain.
figured you out
Huh.
with your conservative play calling. They know how to stop the run. And I don't know if you guys have read this or not, but Christian McCaffrey, he had less carries than Elijah Mitchell did last game. That's a
Yeah,
little
4
alarming. You
less.
just gave up all those draft picks. You gave up all those draft picks, and then you don't feature him more than Elijah Mitchell. Granted, I understand that Elijah Mitchell needs more reps to get back
Warm
into
up.
football shape and everything
Yeah.
like that, but you don't do that to somebody you gave up the farm for. That's another
So, have you ever
big
entertained
issue
the
I
thought
have.
yet, though, that Kyle really, and he would never admit it, he really doesn't know what to do just yet. Now, he went on to say, well, bring McCaffrey over doesn't change a lot of stuff. What? Kyle, you could have said anything but that. What do you mean it doesn't change a lot of stuff? What'd you
Wow.
trade for him for? No, don't tell me this. So I don't know
Exactly.
why he says things like that.
Kyle doesn't know how to use his weapons. That's the thing. Grant, he did have Julio Jones, Taylor Gabriel, and Russell Gage,
Right?
those weapons over
He had
there.
a couple of
Julio
good tight
Jones,
ends, too. What was that guy's name that I
Austin
wanted?
Hooper, and
Yeah, Austin
I don't
Hooper.
remember.
So, I'm confused
And
by
he's
this
got all these
behavior.
weapons here now, and he doesn't know he doesn't use them. Like, I don't get it. Why aren't you using them? Kill's getting pissed off and tired of blocking all the damn time. He puts on a good face for the public to say that, oh, I'm happy to do what I'm doing, but
well,
I guarantee you
he
he's
goes
not.
to Jimmy instead of Kyle. Because he knows better than that guy. Hey,
Yeah.
coach, can you incorporate me in a couple more plays? I'm available, He ain't going to talk to Kyle like that. But he runs up to his boy, Jimmy, because they're good. They're close. I hope Jimmy
Yeah.
listens.
I do. Jimmy needs to start audibling plays that he thinks is not going to work when Kyle calls him out the first time, because I'm tired of this scoring only 10 to 13 points in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
We need to step it up more.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we're not going very far.
That's why I was so proud of him going to
continue the way it does.
I mean, Jimmy just said
Yeah.
left the pocket. Oh, I'm going to wait. I should wait here till they sack me. I don't think so. He left. Look for Ray. I love Jimmy's back to doing what he did in 2017. He's directing traffic out there. I said, wait. That's the Jimmy I remember. Get him, go. Let's go, Jimmy. And, and it worked. So,
and for those that are wondering, like, if we do end up getting rid of Kyle this year, stop worrying about, oh, there's nobody else out there. Who else is out there that's going to do a better job of Kyle Shanahan? Stop acting like there's nobody out there.
Well, so go ahead and say it. Stop whining. Yeah, because
Exactly. You put the wine in 40 whiners.
No, anything with that one. Oh. Well, it's true.
Like,
It's just about starting
stop
over
worrying
again.
about that aspect.
Scary.
Yeah. It's really not, honestly, because we have all the pieces in place, our core nucleus in place, and we just need somebody to elevate them and lift them up and let them be them. Let them do what they are doing. They know how to do best. Like, stop controlling them like robots. They're not robots. That's what Kyle does. He's ruined 2 quarterbacks already.
Yeah.
Because of that bullshit. Yes.
And Matty Ryan is still pissed off, I think. But anyway, Matty went to the Super Bowl, so
Yeah.
Show, we're gonna go, and I'll be back tomorrow looking for more from you, as I always love to.
For sure. All right. Shout out to everyone. You all take care. Have a good night.
Show. There he goes. Hey, Big Bill.
What's up, my guy? Give me 1 minute to put my headphones in.
All right.
Give me a sec.
All right. We're waiting. It's going to be...
Never mind. It ain't working. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm in anticipation of this game. I'm on the way to Mexico. And into a crowd that's awaiting the 49ers. From what I understand, it's biggest part of that audience is 49er red and gold. They've already confirmed that. I can't wait. This just goes to let Jerry Jones and the Cowboys know, yes, and being the owner of America's team. Jerry, you know what? I want to hear that anymore, man. America's team, for the record, is not Dallas, Texas. That is just a myth that has gone on too long. Bill, I don't want to get Bill started on this because he'll get crazy with it. Bill, what is on your mind tonight? Now, we're talking about Kyle and Jimmy's trust issues, according to Steve Young. But what are you thinking?
Steve Young, one thing I got to say about him, Man, you didn't have much luck. Yeah, people say he's a one-hit wonder, but the thing is, he could have did a whole lot better than what he did. If he would have learned how to slide, go down, and all that, he would
I
have
know
had a
all them
couple more
concussions.
rings.
Oh man, that was really unnecessary. Oh, my God.
Right, right. So that's partly due to him not learning how to slide. Let that be a lesson for Trey to watch Steve Young, how he got all those concussions and what not to do.
Ooh, that's
So on that
yes. Slide.
slide, learn how to slide, not dive, not do what Kyle did to get you hurt. Learn how to slide. Slide. Instead of worried about a comeback, he needs to take sliding lessons. That's the key element. If you're going to run, that's fine. Slide.
Because
Leave
he
that
never
alone.
slid
Now,
one time at North Dakota, and he only slid once with us. Wow, really? So he needs to learn how to slide, or he can get hurt sliding. You need to know. Bill, you played baseball before?
yeah. When I
You
was
ever
young,
jam
yeah.
your ankle? The first few times I tried to slide, I thought I was gonna have to be shot like a horse because I threw a shoe. I tucked. You gotta tuck down. I tucked and my cleats caught into the dirt. I thought I was gonna die. Oh, that hurt. You gotta know how to slide. So on a
Yeah, you
grass,
got
that's got to be more tough because in baseball you slide on dirt. On grass, that's got to be you got to
Mhm.
get that you got to get that foot off the ground. So it is scary. But go ahead.
Yeah. But like I said, as far as Dallas being America's team, America's they're like the Harlem Globetrotters of America. How they go out, they lose, they entertain. They're good for entertainment purposes, learning how to take an L and stuff like that. So yeah, they are America's team, like America's goofy team. Like the entertainment for your circus. We don't got circuses anymore, so if you want to go to a circus, go to a Cowboy game and watch them lose. There you go. I'll
Yeah.
leave that alone on that.
Yeah.
Clowning those goofballs.
Stefan Diggs wants nothing to do with premier wide receivers. Do you notice that Stefan Diggs, not Stefan, but what's his brother's name? Trey. Anyway, the Diggs is playing for the Cowboys at cornerback. He had all them INTs that first year. Everybody said, "Oh my God, here he comes, a second coming of a combination of Richard Sherman and Deion Sanders," and he hasn't been right since that season. He gets smoked by any premier wide receiver that he ever get. Ayuk used him like a pig handle. Jimmy messed up. Jimmy could have killed him twice, and he only got him once. I said, man, you know what? Diggs is not a good cover cornerback. So,
Yeah. The Cowboys are nothing but a joke, in my opinion. That's why I'm not worried about us playing them. I'm actually looking forward to it, watching them catch an L, become part of memes, see how the Cowboy fans cry and bawl. That's just soothing to me, seeing Cowboy tears.
Bill,
Might want to create a drink called Cowboy Tears. That'd be great.
would it be? Bill, let me ask you this, though. How many more games is that very sad fan base going to continue to put up with if indeed Dak goes out there and lays another egg coming next week? And from what I understand, their schedule's not that easy for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Do you bring back, what's the guy's name that was in there while Dak was out? His name Cole or something like that?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Wouldn't it be funny if Cooper Rush came back within 2 weeks? $95 million. And Cooper Rush has to come out and relieve him, or he gets benched because of performance. If that happens, I'm gonna I'm gonna laugh because Rush has got better numbers already than Dak.
And that's probably going to happen, But I see Philly beating Dallas, sweeping them. Yeah, I'm not even worried about the Cowboys, So what they got, they had easy teams. They didn't really play anybody special. And when they did, the teams that they played that was worth anything, they lost to. So
I think they got to play
let's
the
take a look
Dolphins,
at
too.
Aaron Rodgers and the Packers struggling.
Yeah,
That one's the most funniest one.
is that game over yet?
That game was over. The Packers beat the Cowboys.
No. Oh no, you talking about? I thought about tonight's game. Of the Packers and Titans. My
Oh
guess
no,
is
I'm talking about Packers and
yeah. No, I
Cowboys.
know,
No,
and
I
they
don't know
came from
about that one.
behind to get him. And that defense in Dallas is supposed to be just deadly. What the hell happened? Oh,
Yeah.
and you know, Steve Screaming Steve and they were just having a good time. They couldn't find Michael Irvin for the Monday's show. Oh, I tell you. Uh, Bill, you know, you and me can talk about the Cowboys for the next 6 hours. We got to go, though. And I'm going to see you. Let me see you tomorrow.
Give me a Niner shout out, and for all you Cowboy fans out there, I'm thinking about coming up with a drink called Cowboy Tears. There you go. Have a nice day. Give me a shout out.
I want to hear about the ingredients in that tomorrow. Ready? Niners! Hey, Bill. Hey, fam. Oh, happiness is Texas in my... How's that song go? Happiness is Texas in my rearview mirror. Hey, chill. Phil, get in here.
Hey, Ronbo.
Well, Phil,
How you doing?
I love you getting in here tonight because you're the guy for these kind of questions, especially you. You know, Steve has gone on KNBR and told people that he believes that Kyle and Jimmy still have trust issues. Phil, shed some light on that matter.
I'm not so sure it's Kyle's trust issue with Jimmy. It may be Kyle's trust issue on the right side of his offensive line. Brendel Burford and McGlinchey.
See?
And he's worried that he's going to take a sack.
And he'd be right.
That might be the case. I don't know. But still, how many times has Jimmy thrown on first down in the last game?
You
I think it was once, and that was the play to Ray down the sidelines. It was right after the Kittle throw, so it was a first down, and then he had another pass, and I think that was the only time he threw on first down. And so, I think Kyle needs to open it up a little bit more on first down, do a little bit more play action pass, go over the top of these guys, just to stretch the defense. And the other thing is when he gets down to the 2-yard line, running McCaffrey right up the middle, I don't think that's
we all hold our breath.
McCaffrey's not Derrick Henry.
God.
And so he's got to be more creative around the end zone. And I think that's where the problem is. How many times on 3rd and long did Jimmy pull a rabbit out of his hat and get a first down?
Yeah, he's
because Kyle had to throw in those situations.
Yeah. So and from what you're saying, try it on first down every now and then, Kyle. Every now and then. You don't have to do it all the time.
Exactly. Open it up a little bit on first down. Have Trent Williams line up like he's going to do a run play, do a play action pass, and throw it over the middle. That'll stop all the talk.
Phil, you that point right there. Let me get you to amplify on that a bit. Somebody said something about this the other day. I hadn't paid any attention. Trey is signaling what he's doing by his feet before he comes off that line of scrimmage. Somebody said if his foot is back, we're getting ready to run.
I mean, on a 3rd and long, it really doesn't matter because they know they're going to pass anyway, right? So, and that's the only time we pass, so it doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter what Trent's feet are doing, does it?
Exactly, because it's on 3rd down all the time. We have 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9, and Jimmy's got to pull a rabbit out of his hat to keep the sticks moving. What we need to do is just, all right, Trey, line up like you're going to run the ball, and we'll do a play action pass and throw it over the top to Kittle.
That's what I was thinking. Use that to your advantage now. Trey, I want you to intentionally line up as if we were going to go for the run and we're going to pass. Why not? If that defense is sitting there waiting for that, then let him charge. Boom, ball's out. Oh, got him.
Yeah, I would do that maybe on the first play of the game. Throw them all off. Then the teams go, oh, we can't do that anymore.
Right.
And so that would end that.
In fact, you're back to keeping them guessing. Keep them guessing, Kyle.
But I think we need to throw a little bit more on first down. Yeah. I think we need to get creative in the end zone. And you look at the Titans, they're a team that's 100% in the red zone. They've scored every time they've gotten in. And they don't give the ball to Derrick Henry. It's not like they're running the ball down their throat.
Yeah.
They're throwing the ball. They threw to Hooper. They had Henry throw a pass. I mean,
did they do that again today? They do
that
that every now and then.
And the Niners aren't. We're just running the ball up the middle,
boring people to death.
A very small running back, and it's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, because they.
So I think Kyle needs to be more creative at the end zone, in the red zone, and every once in a while he needs to throw on first down, and open it up a little, play action pass, throw over the top.
It's as if he's gotten bored the last couple of years, because he used to be more fun than this. That's why I'm saying, what, Kyle? What's wrong with you? I mean,
you can
done?
throw a 10 to 15-yard pass on play action and get Debo the ball in open space and let him run. Or Ayuk or Kittle or any one of those guys, or even McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So, just, stretch the defense, get them thinking. They're all just playing, let's go play against a run, first and second down.
That's what they're going to do.
Long, and Jimmy pulls it out on third and long. He's done quite well on third downs.
Yeah,
and,
he's actually, that's his thing. Well, he's forced to.
I would like to see that a little bit more. And maybe Kyle's just saving it. I don't know. I don't know what he's
Somebody
thinking.
mentioned that the other day, too. If Kyle thinks he can float through the schedule without using any plays, he's got another thing coming then. I hope he's not thinking that way, Phil. If he is, then he really needs to go to a doctor and have a shrink talk to him for about 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I just don't know, but I can almost assure you he has no confidence in the right side of our offensive line. I don't have confidence in the right side of our offensive line. So
you think Burford's doing a pretty good job over there. He hasn't allowed any pressures, or he's allowed very few pressures and no sacks this year. I didn't even know that. Him and Banks are
Who's
just
that?
Burford.
Oh, Banks
Banks and
solid.
Burford. Burford's doing a good job. He's allowed 2 or 3 pressures, I think,
okay.
or 4 or 5. He's not even double digit
when you
yet.
look at McGlinchey, Burford against the pass is not as good. He's really good against the run, just like McGlinchey is okay against the run.
I thought he was doing a good job.
But Brendel is weak. He gets pushed back.
Yeah, I know. And, he's not a center, Phil. I need Alex Mack.
We need to draft
Alex Mack went and fell in love on us.
We need to draft a center and maybe a right tackle, or put McKivitz in there even. I don't know. I mean,
hey, I like that idea. McKivitz could be taken over next year. That's why they let Laken Tomlinson go. McKivitz has got an attitude. He's stronger. I think that's his job next season.
Yeah, I don't think McGlinchey's going to. He makes $10 million.
Yeah, they're not
right now.
They're not going to.
They're not going to pay him that much.
No, they're not going to go beyond that if they were. Phil, Phil, good. Always great to hear from you. Again, you shed some awesome light on the series. I forgot about that point. We're going to do scores tomorrow. I'll be looking for you.
Kyle needs to open it up on first down because the guys aren't teeing off on the pass, and it could give Jimmy a little bit more time to make decisions. And I think
absolutely
that would be a big help. I mean, he's got to do some things to help Jimmy out.
Yeah,
he's not helping Jimmy at all.
Jimmy should trust him.
Long.
Phil, let me see tomorrow before production gets us, and have that score ready. All right, Phil.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Looking forward to it. Night, Phil.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
1-2-1.
Edmund?
Yes, Ronbo.
Edmund, come on in here. Another guy I love to see tackle this whole issue. Every now and then Steve Young goes in and says, he's fun to listen to on KNBR every Wednesday, but every now and then Steve says things that, Steve, what makes you think that? I mean, is Kyle not trusting Jimmy? Do they have trust issue between the two of them? Is that the reason why the offense is sluggish?
Well, look, I've been listening to Steve Young for a long time. One of my favorite radio shows is Michael K, and he's on there every week.
Oh yeah,
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Ronbo. When he comes on, I turn it off because
I thought you were going
he
somewhere
has
else.
made it a personal point. I don't know if you remember 2019, but he was all in on Jimmy Garoppolo during that season. And then when he lost the Super Bowl, he has made it a personal point to criticize Jimmy every chance he's got. Then when we drafted Trey Lance, that just threw fuel on the fire because he's more comparable to Steve. So what does he do? He always defends. Oh, Trey needs to play. He needs to do this. He needs that. Jimmy is this. I don't pay any attention to it. And it's a shame because Steve Young was my favorite 49er. Even with Jerry Rice, he was always my favorite. You know, if you ever watch his Football
fun.
Life episode, it was great. You know, he went through a lot, and you know, it took him a while to earn the trust of the fans and the coaches, and
the coaches.
He wound
remember
up
when he
being
went
the
after
last.
Seifert on the sideline? That was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Remember the Kansas City game when I mean he got tore up by Joe, you know, and they wind up, you know, they won. They I mean, rightfully so, right? You know, so but look, Ronbo, even outside of Steve Young, I hear all these 49er fans, and everybody keeps saying the same thing. Kyle Shanahan needs to open it up. Well, I'm gonna give you a Kyle Shanahan offense, okay?
Okay.
When he coached the Falcons in 2016, they averaged 34 points a game, right? What did that do to their defense? Their defense was 27th in points allowed.
Yeah.
Their passing yards was 28th. Their rush defense was 17th. Their third down defense was 26th.
That's why they lost the Super Bowl, that defense. Exactly.
You can't have it both ways, 49er fans. You can't have an explosive offense that also has an elite defense. Only one team in NFL history, you could argue two, had that.
Steelers.
And both of them was in 2007 with the Chargers and the Patriots, right? Yeah. The Chargers should have beaten the Patriots. We all know it. But they wound up losing. And the Patriots, the undefeated season, right? They had the number one defense and they had the number one offense. And guess what happened? In the Super Bowl, the number one offense failed them. They lost. That's as close as you're going to get.
I always
you
tell
look
people,
at all these
defense is always going to determine who wins the Super Bowl. You regular season
really
games is offense, but when it comes to Super Bowl, if you got there in the first place, probably because you got an elite defense, they're going to take over the game. That's just going to be the way it is.
And the reality is, you have to look at it as a coach is looking at it. If I've got a great defense, and I do have a quarterback who does at times turn the ball over, right? Then yeah, sometimes my play calling is going to be a little conservative. But also, Jimmy's been the second best third down quarterback since he's pretty much since he started, right? Only got better than Mahomes.
Yep.
So to say conservative play calling, I don't buy that, but I will say I understand from the fans' perspective. They want to see all these weapons in action, but you just can't have it both ways. If I've got an elite defense, how do you protect your defense? You keep them off the field. You know, last week our time of possession was 38 minutes. You think that didn't play a factor, Ronbo, in the second half?
Well, you know,
when the Chargers were exactly. So look, when it's time to open it up, because the better teams will be able to realize we don't have a second or third corner. I don't trust whoever's open. I don't care if it's Ward or whoever. They're going to get exploited, and that time is going to come. And when that time comes, I trust Shanahan to open it up. But Shanahan, I think he's learned his lesson. He's never going to forget about that running game, Ronbo. And he can't. He knows it, right? So you guys say, oh, we want to open it up. We want to be more aggressive. Let this guy do what he's doing. We're winning games. We're going to be fine. But remember, you have a great defense. If you want that defense to stay great, then you got to keep them off the field. And that means you can't throw as much.
You know, and I'm already, Edmund, when we play the Vikings, I'm going to be sitting underneath this table. I just know it because what's that wide receivers? My God, how do you cover him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ronbo, I wanted to take him over Ayuk. Because in the draft, if you remember, he came out with Joe Burrow the year they won the championship.
Yep.
And I couldn't believe, Ronbo, how many teams passed over him. He got taken 21st or 22nd. I can't remember which one. But I was sitting there like, it is painfully – this guy won wide receiver of the year in college, right? And you could see by the way he played, Ronbo, there was nothing he couldn't do. And I was like,
Jefferson
man, I hope 49ers take it.
It's insane what he's able to do. Agreed.
He's ridiculous. Like, I'm not saying Mooney Ward can stop him, but I'm saying that
hopefully can hold him
I want to
down
see
a
some
little
safety
bit.
help over the top. Yeah. Well, Rumble, it always confuses me. I mean, with D'Amico, the thing I always say is he never doubles the elite receiver. You know,
and I really
you see Justin Jefferson. I don't want to see Ward over there by himself.
I know. I want to ask. I wish. Evan, there are times you want to just call the coach. Hey, coach, I don't want to make you mad, but I just want to ask you a few questions about this, and this. I'd love to hear what they say, because a lot of times we'd walk in there with what we think is right on our mind. You come out like a chastised child. I want that chastised child feeling, for asking the question, because I got that when I played ball, when I thought something was wrong with an X or an O.
Right.
Ron, I'm the coach here. Let me explain something. Sit down. Let me point this out to you. They would point it out to you what you do. Here's what your job was to do. This would be the end result had you done your job. Before you come in here and ask me about my job, I want you to do yours. And I'd always say, all right, coach, all right. But that's the way it works in football. It's all about execution.
Yeah. It is. I mean, they drop a play, we drop a play, and we see who's best wins, right?
All the time. It's going to get better, Edmund. You know what? I still think Kyle's trying to get used to what he has. I'm going to give him another couple of weeks.
I do, too. Yeah. I think that's a factor, too. And I wanted to say, too, Ronbo, if you notice, I think Jimmy plays better against the Cardinals than he does any other team in our division. I mean, remember last year, Ronbo, we should have had 17 points. Kittle fumbled, IU fumbled. That led the touchdowns the other way. Right, and then that game was over before we knew it. But
it is, Edmund. We got to pull up.
We
got to pull up though, because we're gonna production's gonna knock us off. But listen, I'm gonna be back tomorrow because we can't talk enough between now and game night. let me see you then, okay? I bet. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. You can do the door now.
I'm walking to the room now. It's open, so you can't hear it.
Shucks, Bethel. Listen, Steve Young has went on and made it a point to say that there's trust issues going on. These are things that are gonna these old things get opened up all the time. But this one I says, Steve, why did you bring that up? Bethel, what is Steve Young? You think Kyle is the offense slowed down because Kyle does not trust Jimmy?
I actually ran into something today, and I will give you a good perspective of what's going on, because I was watching Wayne Breezy's show today, and he had a guy on. He does a lot of film work. He does a lot of stuff that, he shows you what the offense should do.
Oh, film
and
breakdown?
If the offense do it right.
Okay.
Yeah, it does a big breakdown. And he did some good breakdown. And he said that he didn't want to show everything because he didn't want a lot of positives or not negatives, because we won the game. But if our players would have executed right, would have blocked right, even our right receiver, Debo, if he would have blocked right, we would have got some big explosive games. And the guy said that we should at least have over 40 points put up if our guys would have executed. But they didn't. And just by one block that they would have done, and we would have had some explosive plays. But because our guys didn't execute, the guy got tackled, and we didn't gain a lot of yards. So that's, saying that we could have got over 40 points. We could have maybe got 50 points. But if our players do not execute, then how are we going to put up those points if they don't execute right?
Bethel, let me ask you this too. Let me ask you this. Here's the thing. They used to. And somebody made and scared me so bad because somebody said this a little while back on the chat. Kyle's losing that locker room. Are the guys playing as hard for Kyle as they may have been a couple of years ago? I do worry about that sometimes. I've seen some guys taking plays off for the first time since Kyle's been there on a couple of occasions so far. Not a lot, but every now and then you see a lack of effort. Are they giving up on Kyle?
Maybe
Are they
that's
not feeling...
why they're not executing, because they're not practicing the way that they're supposed to practice. Because if you practice the right way, and you've seen it with the Rams game, when you practice the right way, look how dominant they could be.
Yeah.
But they have to practice.
Or
if you don't
mentally
practice,
stay locked in.
Yeah.
Because like you said, when they play the Rams, oh, hell no, let's go. Now they're ready to play. They play the Rams like they play no other team in the NFL. But why? You can't do that just against the Rams. You got to play everybody like that.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that's why a lot of people call out Kyle that he needs to be a leader. Because McDaniels, if I remember right, I heard him in I was watching the highlights for all the games. He told Justin Fields, hey, do not be running like that. Do not be doing that. That's why he don't like Tua running. That's why he wants Tua to throw the ball, to sling the ball. He doesn't like to do those
all that scrambling around.
Trick plays. Yeah, scrambling around.
And it's working for Tua perfectly. Tua's in the MVP conversation? McDaniels gets there, and he's in the MVP conversation? Really? So it is McDaniels. He's a damn good coach.
I think they had Tua did not run the ball not even once. Justin Fields ran the ball a bunch of times, and they barely lost it. But look at
Justin
he's not getting hurt.
He's way better than Tua, though, at running the ball. Justin Fields he's right up there. I'm starting to look at him the same way I look at Lamar Jackson. My God, he can run.
Yeah, that's why another thing is that a lot of people are saying that we got the wrong person. We should have got Justin Fields.
I've seen that. I don't touch that argument. I don't even get near it. When I see it, I usually turn the page or go down a few posts and get my name in there. I got nothing to say.
Yeah, but the thing is that you don't know if Kyle would have used them the right way or will you use them the wrong way. That's the thing that we're not going to know. And that's one thing, I don't like about Kyle. The way you use these mobile quarterbacks is that if he doesn't have to run, throw the ball. When a break plays down, then he could, try to move around or try to, make a play.
In favor of quarterbacks scrambling and running around on the play. Because all you do, if you're Russell Wilson, okay, because his wide receivers know what to do. But your average quarterback running around like that, he's not going to get really anything done unless he's going to run for yardage. Because mostly he's going to get out of it because there's nobody to throw to by the time he gets through doing all that, except for a small percentage of the time. Anyway, Bethel, I'll be back tomorrow looking for you. All right, and good stuff as always.
Ronbo, like always, great show.
Thanks, man.
And now we know that because we've seen it before. The players do not execute, no big plays. The players execute, we get big plays.
Or Kyle gets blamed.
Yep, or Kyle gets blamed. Yeah. All right, Ronbo.
All right, Beth. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Ronbo.
And Raul. I went to the game against SD, and I see, Raul, you're so funny. You even put SD down there. They're L.A. now, Raul. Everybody has trouble with that. I refuse to call them L.A. Anyway, he goes on to say, I left feeling like we lost. I love the Niners, but this offense needs to put up more production to be playoff contenders. And Raul, we need to sit tight. I think that's on its way. I really do. I still got faith in them on that type of offense. And lastly, trade McClinchy. Boy, Mike I wonder where he's going to be next year. Watch the 49ers resign him. Thanks, Raul. And yo, Frank, come on in, Frank. Frank is perfect for this one because hell, Frank doesn't trust Jimmy, let alone Jimmy. I mean Kyle. Frank, get in there with that. Put that sandwich down. Oh, Frank. Somebody in here said that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think so. In fact, I don't think it's going to. I thought it was going to be, at one point, I thought it was going to be the Eagles versus the Bills. Neither one of them are going to make it. Watch and see. Yo, E!
What's word, Ronbo?
Thunderbird. Listen, I'm just joking. Don't drink Thunderbird. I'm telling you, that's bad stuff. E,
I need some.
You know, here's the thing. The offense is making people tired. I think we should wait until they figure out how they're going to do this thing. But Steve Young went out and decided to tell people that, you know, I don't believe Kyle trusts Jimmy, and that's why the offense is not flourishing. E, is there any truth to that?
I think it's a lot of clickbait with that.
Yeah.
Like I said, our offense is going to go down a little bit or not be that productive because, first of all, we lost our first quarterback, our number one quarterback, week 1, right? We lost our number one running back before week 1. We had to get our number one running back now in week 6.
And all the time, readjustments are going on, right? Readjust. And now you add another top running back. Readjust.
Left tackle out for 2 days or 2 weeks.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's a lot of movement pieces. So what I was telling people earlier, like, let's go back to this a little bit. Remember when I told you we was gonna get that trade? I ain't gonna say we. You said we. I said Christian McCaffrey or Tiki. I was about to call him Tiki Barber. Saquon Barkley was gonna get traded.
I wanted him. And I thought the Giants were serious.
But I mean, that is before they got a good season. Like, I mean, I thought they was gonna have a bad season.
And he would bring back and fetch some good picks, right? So I thought, yeah, you know what? I wanted Saquon in the draft. That was a pipe dream. The boy went in the top 5. Wasn't no way to hell the 49ers will get no Saquon Barkley in the first round. I wanted McCaffrey in the first round. Ronbo, don't nobody drafted no running backs in the first round. I know, but them boys can play some ball. I knew it, but, you know, it ain't going to happen.
That boy different. You see CNC with that block or that pass block he did on that man?
Oh, man.
I can't tell you what quarter or where it was at, but he picked up a linebacker, and he was coming up the A-gap. You talking
about Saquon?
No, it was a CMC for us.
Oh, you know, I didn't see CMC. I was watching the whole field, but I'm going to pay attention to him. He did what?
He hit it was a pass rusher. He came in and he picked up that pass rushing block, and they hit each other in the A-gap. He sent him all the way to the C-gap. He knocked him all the way. That's the pass where I think he threw it to the number 3 dude, the little rookie dude, on the wing when he moved off to the right side.
You're talking about Ray?
Yeah, when he threw it to Ray, it happened on that play. I'm almost positive.
Oh, and Jimmy caught it.
Different.
See, they're already starting to click.
CNC is different. Like he's gonna be special this weekend. I bet he's gonna do some things. But Elijah Mitchell.
That's what I'm saying. I think people need to relax and be patient a minute here. Let these guys get it together. They just got together. Let them work a minute.
Remember how Aaron Rodgers said RELAXT?
I know, right?
Just chill. CHILL. Just chill.
Give them a minute.
Just chill. Let Cal surprise. Well, one thing I gotta say, Lynch surprised me because I was kind of upset about when you drafting all these running backs and all these things. But three out of 4 running backs we picked up, we still have.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that. Like, we got the Mitchell, we got the Mason, we got the TDP, and we still got CMC.
And there's no argument as to getting rid of Jeffrey Wilson Jr. I wish we could have kept, but sending Trey Sermon on down the street is okay with me. Trey Sermon was starting to run with Carlos Hyde, and I made a lot of people mad about talking about Carlos Hyde. But I said, look, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not a running back. I play defense. I could run the ball better than Carlos Hyde. He's pissing me off. He can't find daylight. He never can. He's always running up in the piles of people thinking he's going to get through it. So, you know.
He running to people. He don't run away from them. He running to them.
Yeah. No patience.
So
You know how sometimes you wait for the hold to form?
and then we got I'm sorry, our cornerback went out. Our number 2 cornerback went out. So that was a big loss in our defense, where our defense is one of the top defenses in the games. We could be setting these teams out to 7 and 10 points, but losing Mosley hurt a lot more than we thought. Losing Ward for the many games hurt a lot more than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one of them linebackers out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we, you already got Armstead and Big Boy out. So
Javon. I think Javon is done, fam. I really do. I don't. Even if he comes back, he could be back with a few minutes. I don't know about Armstead. Armstead apparently had a fracture, so that's one thing. But I think Javon is BUST. I don't want to say the word, but I think we lost the pick there.
I like what he did to Grant, but I mean,
but Grant was right. Javon getting all mad. Javon, you got to play though, fam. I was all in support of you. You know this. Come on.
Yeah, he got to play like that. That dude too big and too talented not to be on the field. And I like it when he's on the field. He does some things, but he just ain't on the field enough to be, a positive reinforcement.
Yeah, because
my boy Huff is doing his thing though. Huff is doing his thing, so I'm with Huff right now.
And people thought he was gonna be too slow.
Yeah, it ain't about the speed. It's about where you need to be at.
He has football IQ off the chart. Yeah. That has as much importance out there as any other physical talent. Football's a game of. It's just a big field of chess. You got to know what's up. You got to read the room at all times. And you know what to expect. Huff played.
And I'm not mad at Ward. I'm not mad at Ward playing nickel that much as a lot of people are. He is getting beat a little bit, but I'm saying him getting beaten after like the fourth second. After the quarterback gets calm and then a wide receiver makes his second or third move, then he getting beat, but he ain't really getting beat off that first or second move.
Mm-hmm.
So I like him closer to the line. I want him on the field. Regardless where you put him, I want him on the field. So
one of the best defenders one of the best defenders on the field, fam. You got to keep him out there. Fam, we ran out of time. Let me see you tomorrow, E, and bring your score.
I ain't talk to you in a minute because I've been working so hard, but I had to talk to you, man.
Done,
all right, I want to try to hit you up tomorrow. We're gonna top it up a little more. I want you to hit Nitty for Gritty too. I want y'all to talk. I don't know if you ever heard of Nitty Gritty Niners.
I'll check that out. Though.
I want him to come. Yeah, I want him to come to your show. You come to his show, but we can start doing some more collaborations.
All right. Let me look into that. All right.
Wayne Breezy, Nitty Gritty.
Nitty Gritty.
All
right. That'll probably just Nitty Gritty enough. I'll pay the rest will come in. All righty. I got you, fam.
Ronbo, you number one. Keep it up.
Thanks, fam. Have a great night.
All right. 1,000.
And hey, yo, Alice. Texas boys in here. See, that's what I like about Texas boy. Texas boy has no shame. But then again, Texas boy blocked everybody, so he can't really be offended. But he comes in, even after the Cowboys lost to the Packers. Texas boy, you all right, man. Hey, Ellis, come on.
Yo. Ron Bizzle.
Yo. Ellis, you know the subject matter tonight. We're trying to figure out, and we've been trying to figure this out before today, about matter of fact, of just why the offense is not doing some of the things they should do. Actually, if you do the math, though, you know how we have a 30-point minimum. IU catches that ball. We scored 22. IU catches that. That's a touchdown. That's 7. Robbie Gould makes the extra point. That's 30. Anyway, Ellis, do you think Kyle and Jimmy are having trust issues again? If they ever did.
I mean, the way that I've been seeing it, based on how Jimmy's been performing these past few weeks, Kyle's the problem, not Jimmy. I think Jimmy can get it done, but something's going on with Kyle.
There is, isn't there? I keep thinking that, but I'm hoping that's not true. If there's mentally something going on with Kyle, we got trouble, fam. He's got to snap out of it.
Yeah.
There are times I'm thinking
he's got some issues. It's not him and Jimmy are are having a little, are not, seeing eye to eye, or there's an issue between the two of them. It's a problem that Kyle's having.
And having George block all the time. What's up with that?
I've been talking about this shit forever, man. If you put these players under a Belichick, under Andy Reid, any other coach, everybody's going to touch the ball. They're going to catch every team by surprise because they're so overhauled with weaponry that you're never going to know who's going to get the ball. It's not just going to be one person that's hot this game, and that's going to be it, or two guys get the ball when you got 6, 7 other guys. No, they're going to spread the ball around, and they're going to catch the opposition, slipping, because they're going to say, oh, they're going to go to Debo, or they're going to go to Debo or George. It's like, no, we got Brandon Ayuk. I mean, all the names of the guys that we got on the team, I could be here all day. Mm-hmm. Everybody's touching the ball. Look at Andy Reid. He's got, Edward Solaire. He's got, they just got Kadarius Toney, who was on Florida with Kyle Pitts. They were, the two best wide receivers on that team. That boy can move. He's crazy good.
They're going to lose Nicole Hardman for 4 weeks. It's going to be interesting to see. If they look good, Kyle's going to be really under the spotlight then. Kyle, look at what's happening in Kansas City. Tyreek Hill's gone. Nicole Hardman's gone. They're still rolling, Kyle. Why can't you be, I don't want to hear about Jimmy can't do this thing. Just let him try it and see if it doesn't work. And then if it doesn't work, then go back to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. In the meantime, Kyle, them broken plays that we saw with Ray, and I think that was a broken play over to Jamal Jennings too. The players are taking over. Anyway, Ellis, I think they're going to take over at some point.
Kadarius Toney just got to the Chiefs, and he got the ball like 6, 7 times the last game they played. Mm-hmm. They're using him right away. There ain't no fucking excuse. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse to why we get guys on the team and nobody's, Kyle's not utilizing these weapons right away. Mm-hmm. Juszczyk. I know it now. I don't mind Juszczyk not getting the ball, at least for right now, while that finger still needs to heal. Yeah. I mean, he's playing injured basically still. So I'm not saying feed him right now, but I've been advocating for him to start be feeding Kyle Juszczyk for the last 3-4 seasons.
But I think Kyle heard you too, because before he got hurt catching the ball.
He started using him this year.
Yeah, he did. Juice was up there for a minute.
I was very surprised. I was very surprised
too.
Yeah, but that should have been going on. You know what I mean? Kyle Juszczyk years. I mean, he's not going to be in the NFL forever. These guys, it's not for long. That's the acronym we go by. So start using these guys right now, man. You know what I mean?
Especially George, Kyle. That's a gold mine of talent. And Michael Glitch can't hold up his deal, then let Warner come in, because Warner cannot catch, apparently. So let Charlie block. You can use 2 tight ends.
Let Charlie block. I'm saying that's you could put. That's why I said, like, in the red zone, you could put George. You could put George in what's his name, right there on the right side, or on opposite sides, or on the same side. Let one stay to block, one block for a few seconds, so it looks like they're both blocking, and then go out for a pass. You know what I mean? Have them roll out.
Make sure
do some play action. Like, mix this shit up and stop being so predictable and going to the same plays all the time. Why are you running the ball in between the tackles, or in between the guards and the tackles, the A gaps and B gaps, when you're at the 5-6 yard line? Fake the run and throw the pass. It's so simple.
It is.
I don't understand. I really don't, Ronbo. I really don't.
To your point, Edmund made a point. It's not quite as ABC as that. But you know what? The thing is, some of it is. Some of it's just common sense. There are ways to confuse the defense that we're not trying to do.
Come on, man. Anybody trying to, like I said last time, anybody trying to excuse the fact that in the red zone that Kyle can't get the fucking ball in the end zone are masters at playing badminton and handball. So we're not taking your opinions, okay? We're talking about football, okay? There's no, like I said, there should be a protocol, like mandatory. Like Kyle should punish himself if he can't get his team in the end zone when you're within the, less than 10-yard line. Don't blame it on the players, because you designed the plays. These guys can execute. They can get it done. I got more confidence in what Jimmy's been doing lately. He hasn't been turning the ball over, keeping my fingers crossed, and he's been throwing some damn good passes. That pass to Ray, I swear to God, that was like the best pass that I've seen him throw since he's been on. At least
Ray didn't even have to break stride. Fam, we got to go.
The way he moved his body, he turned his hips and let it go. Yeah. It was the perfect, it was superior pass. It wasn't no light bullshit.
Jimmy G can play some ball. We just haven't seen him healthy more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time. But healthy Jimmy G can play. Yeah. Ellis, let me see you tomorrow, fam.
So I'll put this on, Kyle. Yeah. Let's get back to it tomorrow. I'm about to. Appreciate the platform, fam, as always.
I appreciate you. Shout out to the
squad. Shout out to the Niners faithful. Yes, sir. Thank you. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. You know you at, like and see. And man, let's see something big. We got a big game coming up. So,
dude, gotta win it. That's why. All right, fam. Have a great night.
Peace. Yes, sir. You too.
If anybody's a Rams fan, tell me they don't have to. They can come back in. It's okay. Hey, Frank.
Ronbo.
Frank, come on in here with that. You was working on the fish sandwiches. I just know it. I said, Frank's in the kitchen.
No.
We called you a few minutes ago.
Hey, Ronbo. I know, my bad. Can you come right back to me real quick?
We can, because Frank will burn his meat up. All right, go ahead, Frank. I'll be back.
All right, thanks, bro. All right, Ronbo.
Frank! And let's go to the Culp family. Let's see who's on the phone. It doesn't necessarily have to be Brian. It could be Holly. It could be Lily. It can't be Holly.
Hey, Ronbo, how are you tonight?
It is Brian, the chief cook and bottle washer. Brian, come on in, man. You know what we're talking about tonight. We're the subject. Steve Young has brought up the subject of God does not trust Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm telling you guys. Where are you at on this matter?
I love Steve Young.
We all do.
I respect his opinion. I really do. Sometimes, you have to look at it a little ways. Sometimes his opinion might not necessarily satisfy what you're thinking, but you guys look at it from his perspective a little bit. He was a quarterback through a lot of Super Bowls. He wasn't the starter, but he helped build this team.
And Brian, before you go any further, let me just ask you this though.
Yeah.
Do you ever remember any time Seifert and maybe that was? Do you remember Steve ever having any problem with trust? Did it seem like either Seifert or anybody else didn't trust Steve?
Well, Seifert and Steve were yelling at each other on the sidelines, weren't they?
Yeah, I just realized something could have been. It was over some play. Oh, he got taken out of the game. You know what?
And I'm a little bit younger. I'm a lot younger than like a lot of some of our.
You weren't around for Steve Young and the Steve Young days?
No, I was, but I'm an '80s baby. So I'm a baby.
Well, yeah, we were too tiny to comprehend what was going on.
Yeah. So, but I've looked into the old film. I've seen different books. I've read a lot of things, and I know that Seifert he favored Montana, and I know when Montana got injured, when he came back, he said that Montana was the starter. There is no quarterback controversy.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would imagine that probably irked Steve a little bit.
Young's probably resorting to that line of that time in his life where he felt maybe he wasn't trusted to do what he wanted to do. And for a while, remember they had the leg bands and you didn't know about that, but they had Young with leg bands and things on his feet trying to keep him in the pocket and make him think rather than run.
Are you talking about like a giant rubber band around his ankle?
Yeah,
I'm not that young, Robert.
Okay, so you remember that. Okay.
Sit here and tell you, I got to be honest with everybody. No, I was not alive for the first Super Bowl. I was not alive for the second Super Bowl. But getting close to that third and fourth one, I was alive. I was
so 94 when Steve got out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that one I did get to witness, and that's it's forever young. But you can't blame it all on one player. You can't blame it all on one player. You can't blame it all on one coach. You can't blame it on the play calling. And we can't expect our offense just to explode and change from what we are. Somebody made a good point earlier. Ronbo, if we're an explosive offense, what does that do to our defense?
Yeah, that was Edmund.
So I mean, like you can't have both of them. You can try, but like if we're dominating the field with 11-minute 11-minute drives, and we're taking 14 plays off the going down the field, and we have the ball for almost a whole quarter, the defense is getting all that rest. But we're mad because we didn't score 30 or 40 points. If you do that 3 or 4 times a game, you're only going to score like 28. So
remember the Rams and the Seahawks 2 years ago?
I think
what was that score?
I think it's
50
been so
something to 40 something? Huh?
Ronbo, I just think it's been so long since the Niners have won a Super Bowl.
It has been.
That we should just be thankful any way they win.
I will be.
Any way they win, we should just be thankful. This game going to Mexico, this is the first international game ever, and we like back in 2005, 2004, something like that. And we lost, and we lost with Tim Rattay. So,
yeah.
Last year we lost against both Cardinal quarterbacks, and both our quarterbacks lost.
And one was
embarrassing.
Can't
say that it was one player or the other player.
Yeah.
Kyle, he called the plays for Trey to be a running back, and then he came into the Cardinal game with Colt McCoy, and we had some fumbles. So you can't say it was Jimmy's fault when someone fumbles. You can't say it's Trey's fault when Kyle runs in like a quarterback, a running back into the line, and we don't kick the point. If they would have kicked field goals in that first Cardinal game, we would have won that game. But they wanted to try to see if
that's a game. If George doesn't fumble and Ayuk doesn't fumble, they were both down near the goal line. Maybe it's a different story. That's true.
Yeah. But hey, real quick, someone else said it too. Ronbo, you used to do like collabs, man. You used to do like quick 30-minute, 40. That's how me and you first met.
That's true.
I'd like to see you come back into doing that if your time permits and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people do too. And there's a lot of people, and I know who Nitty Gritty is. That's Wayne Breezy, and
is that what his name is now?
You know Breezy.
Oh man, Wayne used to do that all the time. No Wayne changed his name to Nitty Gritty. He's had about 3 name changes. Since...
I don't think he changed it. I don't think he changed it. I think that's just his banner in the back. That's like they're the Nitty Gritty crew. So
I got to check Wayne out. I haven't checked him out in a while because, like you say, my time schedule during the day now, every day is getting to be crazy, and that's why I haven't been doing collabs. And also, my production princess left, and we're doing this now with the less folks, so that's what made that a little more difficult. Production is, editing is a big job, and it has to be done right. So yeah,
most definitely. But if you get to do that again, man, you've been one of the stead, man. You've been here for like the longest, and there's a lot of new crews coming out, and people talk to me and they say, hey man, is he ever doing this again? And I said, I'll ask him, but I can't get any promises. But yeah, definitely, man. More Ronbo, more Red and Gold Radio. Bring back MC the Cat.
So fun.
Shout out to Nighthawk the other night. I heard him.
Was that fun? And, it's always funny. It brings back that back in the day. Nighthawk. Nighthawk.
Yeah. TNT, everybody, man. So, hey, Ronbo, thanks for having me on. And
always a pleasure, Brandon.
My score real quick, in case I don't get on tomorrow, is going to be 34-27. The Niners are going to have a really close game. That's what I'm thinking. And
I'm not going to argue with you
the
anymore.
series is 32-29.
Yeah, because these games are not coming out. Last week, I was the one here singing melodies about how the 49ers are going to be like stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, Robin Hood fashion, and we escaped in that game. What? My God, what's going on here? Stopped us from running and everything else. God.
I definitely think we're going to pull it out, but I don't want anybody to sleep on the Cardinals because, it's like a 50-50 game with them. Our series is 32-29 right now. We lead the series, but don't sleep on them. We got to sweep them this year. So, hey, Robert, thanks for having me on.
Always
Shout
a
out
pleasure,
MC.
Brian. Shout out to family, too. All right, fam.
All right, man.
Okay. Oh, it's time for the sweets. It's Donuts and Tanisha. Donut! Tanisha! J-Tan, some believe Jimmy's improving. Well, J-Tan, what I've been telling people recently, listen, guys, remember, Jimmy G's been playing hurt a lot. That is not how bad he really is. If he's healthy, Jimmy G's a solid quarterback. He can be really good. Yeah, well, okay. Well, just watch. If he doesn't get hurt, I don't look for him to decline any further. Hey, Rakim Jamani. He said, hey, damn, Ronbo on Thursday night. Because I missed the other day. Quietly, that young old line is coming together. Yep. Yeah. We are going to see much more play action this week. I think we will have a complete game on Monday and winning all phases. Can I get a... You don't know how much I enjoy doing that. Rick King, thanks for the touch. Now we got to do it in Tunisia. D and T. DT. DT. Oh, I remember the DTs. Yeah, my uncle used to make me laugh, talk about DTs. When he talk about how he had the DTs, because he used to like to have too much beverage on Friday nights, and I'd see him Saturday afternoon, and he'd have this hand thing going, donut! Where's dough? All right, let's go back to donut. And just, roof! Roof, 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 roof. Shut up that noise. Hey, Howard.
Big dog.
How you know I like doing this program? Because there's so many things that remind me of my comical, silly childhood. I really think my family should have been on TV. We would have had a sitcom that would have had people rolling, man. Because like I had friends come over to the house because they knew my house was full of antics. That's why I'm a damn fool now.
Same here.
Oh, how you doing tonight, fam?
I'm doing all right, man. Shoot.
Oh, you know, we're going over the fact that we've been complaining about the drought, the low impact, the quietness of our offense for days, and there's been some points brought up tonight that it's all food for thought. Edmund brought up that point about y'all can't have everything. Now, if you got a real productive offense, your defenses go suffer, and vice versa. I said, you know what? Howard, try to think of a team that was just really rough offensively and defensively down through football as much as you can remember. You know, I hadn't thought about that. Usually teams aren't. They have a decent defense and a great offense, or okay offense and a hellish defense. The Seahawks come to mind immediately. Remember when Russell Wilson was out there just doing a few things? He wasn't running the whole game offensively, and that Legion of Boom was just killing people. That is the way it works.
Right.
And then the Chiefs, their defense is okay, but it was not offense that was winning games. But go ahead, though. What's holding for it? Are there trust issues going on between Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo, you believe? Or is it some of these other reasons that have been brought up?
You know what? I'm going to say some things that some of these people are not going to like what I'm going to say.
That's okay. That's going to happen.
There it goes. There it goes. Yes, Kyle does not trust Jimmy. Mm-hmm. And that has never changed. I don't know why everybody acting like things are different now. Jimmy's playing well, and that's great. And guess why he's playing well? Because he's got a contract to play for. A lot of players
play better
set their game up.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of players set their game up in their contract year. Look at Eric Armstead. He ain't did dilly squat until his last year. Got them 10 sacks. Ain't had a damn near 10 sacks yet since then.
Fred Warner.
So there goes that.
You know, so Fred Warner hasn't quite looked like Fred Warner from that year before. Even well, it's not his fault, but even George Kittle is nothing like he was before he signed his contract. Oh my God. You know what though? You look at Trent Williams. Actually, he hasn't changed actually. But that's a good point.
I'm gonna say this because Jimmy's playing right now at his best. Now, what is he doing differently though? He's just not turning the ball over. That's it. So other than that, the offense is still the same.
He's making a little
offense
better
still the same.
Also, him not being hurt, his throws are a little better. But
I mean, he wasn't hurt. He wasn't hurt in 2019 either. So I mean, he was healthy all throughout the year, and he did his first.
Howard, I just want to say this about that though, and I've been telling people that that was Jimmy's first year because he missed 2018. 2017 he had a little bit. He just came out there and auditioned for a job. 2018 he got hurt. 2019 he came back. Jimmy, for all intents and purposes, was a glorified rookie that had a year and a half experience. Now he looks like he's got better sense. You know when he threw the ball away the other day instead of forcing it into a situation where it might have got picked and he just threw it into the dirt? Jimmy wouldn't have done that last year or the year before. He's actually mature.
You think that has? Could we keep in count that maybe it's because of Brian Greasy-ish? Maybe.
I thought about that too. Greasy made it pointed out some things. Live to play another play.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Yeah.
But Jimmy. I don't think Kyle trusts Jimmy, man. And with that being said, it's Kyle's fault.
Should have brought somebody else in
for bringing back a guy that he doesn't supposedly trust. But you keep this face up like he's so great to you, but when you try to trade him away, nobody cared to get him. You know what I mean? Well, now you're just trying to play. Oh yeah, we always love Jimmy around here. Oh yeah, he's great.
He does always do that.
I don't understand it, man. Like, bro, he need to just cut bait with all these veterans. If that's what's holding him back and the team and what he really wants to do, get rid of all these vets, start fresh like Pete Carroll did. You feel me? You got some young guys already incorporated in this team. Defensively, there's a lot of youth on that team. Now you need to do the same for the offense. You got Debo. You got Brandon Ayuk. You know what I mean? You got Danny Gray.
But if you're going to rebuild like you're talking about, you can get a lot for Debo too. You can get a lot for George.
Of course. You can get off of George. You can get rid of Debo. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So,
but is he as good?
If that's what it is,
then getting the team going like Pete Carroll, I'm putting him on another pedestal. That man can get people to play. My God.
Yeah. Maybe it's because you know guys that get the bag. You know what I'm saying? They tend to tune you out because you a grown ass man now. Like you're not out trying to prove anything anymore.
And
you getting paid.
Look at Dak Prescott.
And you already got paid.
Mm-hmm.
Dak. Leave Dak alone, bro.
$95 million. Uh-oh.
Nah, that's the wrong player. That's the wrong player. Look at Zeke.
But he's a running back. I give them a pass. That's a hard job, fam. Ooh. I mean, all they hear all game long is, bam! Getting up, one side of your body don't work, you shake it off. You know, how many times can you go through that, you know? I feel bad for running backs. Because I've already nailed them in my lifetime. And I folded them up like a chair. I used to love to do that. Because they don't see you coming. What kills a man is what he doesn't see coming. Because they can brace themselves when they see you coming. But if you can time that shot, hit him right in the midsection where them pads ain't at. You see him laying on the floor with his knees up in there rolling around. I should get off on that. That was so evil.
For real, man. I used to knock somebody out too. It was great. It was great.
Doesn't it feel good? There's something about that.
It feels good to run somebody over and truck somebody in a tackle. It's great.
And as you walk away talking trash, get up! I got some more for you, that ass too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he used to tell me like 46. I'm gonna knock your ass out. I was like, all right, let's go. And I just sticking him up, drill with the shoulder block.
Silent but deadly. Don't even respond. Just wait till the next snap. Let's go. And then when you're looking down on him, I thought you was coming to get me. I was waiting on that ass.
Yeah. I know, right? Exactly.
Howard, we're having too much time for talking football. We're out of time. Howard, you know what? I'll be back tomorrow though for 2 days in a row, like I rarely do. Cause we gotta get the scores more, but I had to come back today. I missed the other day. I wanted to talk.
All right, man. All right, I'll be there.
All right, man. Looking forward.
All right, big dog.
Hoof. It's time for some Latino heat. Latino, hey, Emilio.
I'm still thinking, why is everybody complaining?
Well, Emilio.
Why are you complaining?
I'm really grateful if we could just keep winning. I want to see him do better. Emilio, you know, you opened up this can of worms a while back too.
I explained to you.
Explain
we are the 2002 Ravens. You need to let that go. As long as the offense puts up points and the defense does their job, we're not going to do nothing better. It's just not going to happen. We might have a game here and there that puts up 30 points. Other than that, I done figured out we're just the Ravens. 2002 Ravens. Jimmy does his job. Offense put up points. The defense does it. It's been proven. It's been proven. As long as Shanahan's the coach, that's who we are. Unless he gets fired or we can cut him or get rid of him, it's going to change. It's not going to change.
You've been watching football long enough to ask this question, too. When's the last time you've seen a team that was equally potent on both offense and defense? Evan brought that up earlier. I said, you know what? I couldn't think of any team. Usually a team has one or the other. Kansas City, their defense is okay.
Kansas City. They've had defense at times, and they've had offense at times.
But not both at the same time.
But at the end of the day, they've had it both. It both. That's the only team actually, and even the Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl. So they've had both.
Hey,
out there.
That's the team. Tampa Bay had one. That defense would not allow a run. You couldn't run on them. And then you got Brady and all them all-star weapons he had.
We're never gonna be that. We're never gonna be that because Shanahan and Lynch they done came out and said we predicate our team on defense. That's their job. As long as the offense can put up points, we're good. Because their thing is defense. That's why Shanahan does what he does.
But let me. I want to correct you on that though, just a little bit, because here's the thing: with Kyle Shanahan, Lynch felt that Kyle can do something with nothing. He didn't have to have a lot of studs. But that's not true. We're finding out now. But that's what he was meaning by that. He didn't mean we ain't trying to play no offensive football because Kyle used to be famous for making stars out of nobody.
If we all look at the teams ourselves, doesn't matter what we do. We went and gave out a whole bunch of draft picks for McCaffrey. It's not going to change. We're still going to rely on our defense at the end of the day. McCaffrey still might get his and get his yards. But at the end of the day,
going after McCaffrey was meant to boost the offense, though. I'm pretty sure.
No, it is. But at the end of the day, you done seen it. We all done seen it. What Shanahan does. It doesn't matter what he does. He's gonna rely on the defense at the end of the day. That's who he is. That's who his dad.
I think it's too young. I think it's too soon to assume that. But we'll see.
It's not too soon. You look, Ronbo. You're going to look at it, you're going to see the same thing the next game. If we don't beat the Cardinals or blow them out, he's going to rely on our defense. That's what happens. If our run game does not work.
When you say, wait, I just want to get one thing correct. When you say rely on the defense, do you mean that Kyle Shanahan's out there bullshitting because he knows his defense can hold him down?
Yeah.
You really think that?
Yes. Ronbo, you have to honestly look at it now. He done did too much. If we go back to the Chargers game, he tried so hard to try to get the touchdown in the run game. He couldn't get it. So we only had 6 points. If the 49ers get that stop against the Chargers, we won the game. And what happened? We won the game. 9 out of 10 times, if that happens again, all we need is one stop.
So you're thinking
he's gonna do it again.
So you're thinking I ain't got to worry about a thing. My defense will hold it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not what I'm thinking. It's what Shanahan has been doing. Shanahan's been doing that. As long as one stop all he needs, he will like get enough to get a defense. He did it in the Super Bowl. If he really acknowledges the Super Bowl, he did it then. He's like, all right, we're up 20-10. It's up to the defense just to stop them. If we don't stop them, we lose the Super Bowl. And what happens? We lost the Super Bowl. That's Shanahan. His dad kind of did the same thing. But he does the same thing his dad does. Same thing. He does not change.
In Atlanta, the same thing, but he didn't have a defense that he should depend on like that. But they did give up way too many points in that fourth quarter, and Tom Brady and company came back and got him in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I really have a problem bringing.
No, that wasn't his defense. No, you can't blame that.
No, I mean, well, yeah, that's
true.
That
wasn't him.
That was
that's not his defense.
Yeah.
We're talking about our defense. If we look at 2019, the only time we depended on the offense, and it's only really been one game, was against the Saints. That's the only time we've actually depended on the offense. When can you actually say, even everybody in the chat can really say, we were dependent on our offense?
Every time we play the Rams?
You can't find not one game. other than that, can you really find another opportunity when we really depend on the offense to win a game?
The Cardinals a couple of times. There's been games here and there, but yeah, he didn't really seem
For
to
the
go,
most part,
go buck wild.
where a defensive game, it's kind of, if you go back for hardball, it was kind of built the same way. They get a first down with Gore, with the ball, and it was prior on the defense. We're a defensive team. Our thing is, as long as we get enough points, we can beat anybody. If it's not, because if we went to the playoffs last year, same thing happened. Our defense made the stops. We got our field goal. We beat the Packers. Same thing with the Cowboys. We got a couple plays in. We ended up beating the Cowboys. Our defense made the stop and won the game. That's who we are. That's why I didn't get. I want 30 points a game, but we're not built like that. We're just not. We're built on getting enough points as long as we can.
Definitely got the weapons to do that. I'm not sure what they're doing.
I didn't say we don't have the weapons. We have the weapons. I didn't say it before. We have about 5 Pro Bowlers on offense.
Yeah.
No, this is because we have too many. Look, I said we have Debo's a Pro Bowler. Terrence Williams is a Pro Bowler. Tito, we have so many Pro Bowlers on offense.
We don't have time to go out that list, but you know, we all agree on that, though.
It's not how we're built. Shanahan is built to get us enough points on the board and let the defense get the stop.
All right, fam. Let me hold you up right there. And tomorrow you come in with your score. Music will say 22-12.
No, I actually think we'll do a lot better, but it goes along. If you don't
I know what you're saying.
Soon enough, it's just not going to happen.
All right. We're going to get cut off. Let me see you tomorrow, fam. All right.
You have a good night, man.
You too. Night, fam. Man, let's go back and
as
check.
As we slide in, hey, man. As we slide in like James Brown. As we slide in like James Brown.
Let me get that cake.
Donut gonna tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, Ronbo, what's going on?
I'm wrong.
No, he ain't.
Hey, man. It's our turn, man. Bye, man. Bye, man. Bye,
see you tomorrow,
man.
fam. All right, go ahead, Donut. Hey, Talisha.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yeah. What's going on, faithful?
Let me get the cake ready so I can put it over his shoulders when it breaks down.
Oh, yeah. Because I got something to say. I got something to say to my... Hey, man. Hey, Gene, get up off this chat, man. We don't want to hear nothing about the seed chicken wings. We about to eat some turkey wings. You know what I'm saying? And Raider fan... Hey, but you know what? Oh, yeah. I just want to speak about Arnold Schwarzenegger. How does it feel to be filled up with beer and sausage and get your butt whooped everywhere? And we play on you when you come back to California. Yeah. Okay. And as for the Raider fan looking out, he's talking about he'd rather lose by 40 than to win by 3. You sound nothing but like a clown in my book, brother. You sound worse than Bozo.
Because that's what the Raiders been doing all year. He's used to it.
Hey, I got two things to say, man. When it comes to the Raiders, they talking about commitment to excellence. No, it's more like mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? And your current mission in this season is just lose, baby. Just lose.
Like, I want that draft pick. I want that draft pick.
Oh, yeah. Man. How y'all doing tonight, man? How you doing, Ronbo?
I'm doing well, because I'm looking forward to this weekend, and with Kyle and it's being rumored now they got problems. What are you thinking?
That ain't nothing but just some gumbo stirring, man. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? They just marinating the meats and everything, getting ready for Mexico. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? I saw it on the practice earlier. They're out there in Colorado in the freezing temperature. Why, I don't know. But, hey, let's go ahead and get it.
It's cold in that
I don't think there's any they doing. I don't know what they're doing out there, but if it works for them, hey, if they like it, I love it. Let's go ahead and be prepared. You understand me? That's the news that I got for y'all.
Footage? Did you see the footage of Debo's out there dancing, trying to keep warm between?
Oh yeah,
what is Debo doing?
You know what I'm saying?
It's cold. Oh,
that's right. They got to deal with that cold, man, just like we deal with it over in the cold frozen tundra. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to the situation at hand, though. I don't think there's anything that's going on. Stevie Young just stirring the pot, and what he's doing, he's being asked questions, and he's just telling the truth what's on his mind. But what I can see as a true fan is that the offensive line is doing their thing. We want more from George Kittle, but George Kittle got to do what he got to do. If he got to stay in and block, the offensive line work. Let him do his job, Faithful. It's going to be all right. Don't panic. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Juszczyk is back. That finger is doing well. That was broken. Has surgery. You know what I'm saying? Proved it last week. Let's keep him going. It's going to be cool.
Oh, yeah.
The defense is going to be right. You know what I'm saying? And let's go ahead and get ready to chase down Kyler Murray or get ready for the Mr. Want to be quick release, the other quarterback, Colt McCoy, whatever his name is. Yeah, because if y'all ain't been watching, Faithful, because I like to study my opponents, check out the the Hard Knocks on HBO Max. You understand me? Arizona Cardinals on there, he's back there, and it shows him in practice trying to work on his quick release like Jimmy Garoppolo. Can't nobody beat Jimmy G, but he's trying to work on it. And during the game, you see the coaches like, well, the quick release was working, but it's not working no more. And we need to do something. So come on, man. They try to be us, but they're not us.
You got to be able to see where you're throwing. Every now and then when you see people think he's scrambling, Kyle is trying to see. He's trying to get an avenue where he can look down the field. It's not all about always scrambling. Kyler can't see. So, I feel bad for him sometimes.
Hey, man. Hey. Only feel bad when he's not playing with us. But when he's playing against us, it's time to bring that belt out, jiggle the belt, lead those to the belt handle. Let him hear it. He gonna be like, "Mama, Mama, somebody coming."
Him and Colt are sitting around asking like, "Oh, I don't know if I can play this week." I wonder why they do that. One of them's got to play. I don't know if they have anybody else.
That's right, man, because, they already know, man, one is down. If the other one get hurt, who's going to step in? So let this defensive line do its thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep switching them up. And every now and then do like we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Let's get some stunts in because that stunt been working.
And I love it. They're trying to get Nick loose. When you see him make them moves, it's such a pretty thing to watch because the camera angles, you see sweep this way, guy going this way, pulling. Now the guard made the mistake of pulling. There goes, all of a sudden you see Nick coming through. Oh, here he comes. Here comes a 9-7 jack. And he get in there. So that's going to work better and better. I can see they're going to get that down.
Ronbo, I respect you and love you, man, but I just saw something on the chat. Marketing Pro, you bet not try to, I see you trying to sneak up on this chat. Man, do not be brave. Stay up out this chat, man. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, man. Do yourself a favor and stay away. Man, stay away, man. You like that mosquito, man. Don't make me grab this Raid spray. Cooper is done. Y'all done.
But see, Troy, that's why I beg him to come back in because I want to see him, if they're brave enough to come in here after getting your ass handed to you and looking like their season is more than over. It looks like we start throwing dirt on the coffins. I'm talking death. It is over.
Man, they not understanding. They're not understanding. Just like my voice is deep like buried water. Y'all can do whatever y'all do to the league, but you can't do nothing to the Niners.
I don't think they can do anything to the rest of the league either. Even the Remedial Sports back. All right, y'all come on in. Let's talk some football. Here's the thing. I don't know who's on their schedule, but who can the Rams beat? They got no Cooper Kupp. Stafford's acting like I don't feel like playing him because he knows his team. And they gonna be no OBJ coming over there. Why would OBJ come to LA now? So I'm looking at the Rams.
Remedial Sports Report. Hey, RSR. Don't even start. Don't even start with me. You dealing with a comedian. You need to stay in your lane. You talking about stay in my place. Stay in your lane. Rams reigning Super Bowl champs. Hey, I got 5 fingers up, and when I look at you, I only got 2. Do the math. Stay up off the chat and stay in your lane, just like the car. And looking out,
oh, God.
Bye, Raiders. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all later on. I'll have my we're from the Bay, but y'all in Bay.
Oh, I can't wait. And especially with Roger.
Oh, I can't wait.
With what's his name crying about on in front of everybody. I'm doing the best I can out here. I ain't got nobody help me, man. That's what y'all expect from me. Hey. You know the camera's on you? I don't give a damn. I'm sick of this. You know, we're having too much fun. A clock man out. Let's continue this tomorrow. All right? Today, you and Jason.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hey, you already know. If y'all eating right now, please wash y'all plate. You know what I'm saying? If you're on this chat trying to do y'all thing, hey, be safe. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. And tomorrow's Friday.
It is.
Make sure by Sunday, y'all got y'all carne asadas marinating. Let's get it all ready, man, because it's going to be arriba! We're going to let's get some back. Let's go! I'm going to get a sabrina and put it on my man. Have a good night, faithful. We love y'all.
Love y'all. Be safe.
Y'all too. See you tomorrow. There you go.
Bye.
Bye.
Donut and tea. By the way, I'm looking at temperatures because I wanted to check that out. You know, it'll be warm that day, though. 73 degrees Fahrenheit around showtime. And it'll get cooler in the evening, but that doesn't matter. Frank, come on. Are you ready, Frank?
Ronbo.
Frank, you already know the subject matter tonight. I know, I'm glad you got in because I know you agree. Explain why Kyle does not trust Jimmy.
Yeah, my bad, Ron. Tell my mom, my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday to moms. That's seriously important. I understand that. You excused. No problem.
Well, I look at it like this, Ron. A lot of people, a lot of faithful calling today had a lot of good key points, you know. But you know, you got it's coming from somewhere. Cause you know it's all started from the Super Bowl. You know when we, you know that's when it came out that Steve Young, you know, said you know Jimmy was the reason why you know we lost and so forth and that nature. And so I believe somewhat, you know, because what did you gain out of saying that? You know, from Steve Young, you know, so he got to hear from somewhere. I mean, he in the inside, you know, we don't really know what's going on or what happened behind closed doors and that nature.
You think he's having conversations with people in the office?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be because you know, remember, man, you look, this was said back after the Super Bowl. You know, remember it was all everywhere. ESPN, everybody started going along with the ride of what Steve Young was saying. So I don't know, but I'm saying it could be. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know. We just speculate, guessing. You know, and he's throwing it out there. And if you look at it, if you watch the game, how we play, it shows. You know that I sit back and you watch it like when we play the Chargers. Just look at Herbert. He throwing with less talent out there. With less talent on the field, he comfortable. He throwing the ball. You telling me Jimmy can't do that same thing? Like when I watch our team and watch our quarterback, it's like he just, you know, Kyle make Jimmy look average or below. Like you get what I'm saying? Like he's like, why? I'm like, why we can't do that? Why we can't play action, boom, throw the Palmer down? You know, like Palmer was the guy with the Charles, but play action, throw it to Ayuk down the field, or play action, throw it to. But
Frank,
go ahead.
Did he trust Trey? Did he trust? What's his name? The other two quarterbacks. Does this mean? Does it have anything to do with the quarterback as much as it does Kyle?
But he did throw the ball more down the field with Trey in the Chicago game. I think we would have seen that more, even in the preseason when he threw it down the field with this Green Bay.
Did he throw the ball down?
Somehow.
Did Trey throw the ball down?
Yeah, when he threw the bomb in Green Bay in the preseason. Huh?
To who?
To Danny Green.
Preseason.
Danny Green. That's what I'm talking about preseason. I'm just saying, even in the Chicago game, he did throw the ball. So I'm saying if Trey ain't never get hurt, who knows? We don't know. So, you know what I'm saying? We can't say what would have happened because Trey only played 2 games. So we don't know what Trey
you're talking about downfield because I think Jimmy threw the ball
I'm just saying it's pushing the field. It's pushing the field, throwing the ball more. Yes, we want to run the ball, but you got to have a balance. You know what I'm saying? You need to throw too. You know, keep the defense off. You know, keep the defense guessing. And when you watch us, we predictable, Ronbo. I'm not even playing. I already know what we doing. You put Debo in the back. I said that to you last week. Put Debo in the backfield. We already know what's going on. Either Kittle or IU, U-check or McCaffrey run all to the left.
Okay, so you're saying if there's another quarterback out there, Kyle wouldn't be doing that.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I'm just saying because that's the theme tonight. if Kyle has trust issues with Jimmy, first of all, I say, why would you bring him back if you go bring him in? Don't trust him.
And that's we don't know. That's the thing.
And then if you do bring him back, and Jimmy had to get mad with him to throw the ball as much as he does now. You know something?
I know what I'm saying. It really don't make sense. It was just all of us just trying to figure out what's really going on. Yeah. But we showing that he too conservative, Ronbo. Ain't no way we should not be putting up points. It's hard to win in the NFL. We know that. It's not easy. True. We might think as fans, we think we can put up 50 points every game. No, we can't. But we can.
You know, some people
we get in that red
that.
zone.
I know better.
No. That's unrealistic, Ronbo. It's hard. These play. They professionals. It's
yeah,
hard.
It's hard the defense is not a bunch of clowns.
Yeah, like come on now. Yeah, they too smart. They too quick these days. You know, so they get paid a lot of money to do their job. So my thing is, we got too much talent though, not to be putting up points. If you look at Atlanta, we have the same basic talent, or even a little better. On our team, we have a lot of talent, Ronbo, on this offense. So you tell me, let me ask you this: if you put change Andy Reid, and put Andy Reid as our coach, and Kyle Shanahan over there,
do things differently. Andy Reid does things differently. Anyway.
We'll see us putting up points. It'd be totally different. And so I don't know what it is with Cal. That's what I'm saying. If you call yourself a guru and you claiming to be a guru, you have to live up to that. You have to live up to it. You have to. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, he lived up to it. Mm-hmm. Jordan showed you why he the GOAT.
Him and Kobe. Nobody's gonna tell him to stop shooting.
They the GOAT. They gonna go hard. See, Joe Montana, he the GOAT. 4 rings, never lost in the Super Bowl. So you taking that title on. If you take that title on, you got to live up to it. You know, like LeBron James, he the king. He calls up the king. You got to live up to that height. You have to live up to it.
It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, ain't it?
Don't claim that you're not going to live up to it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with Kyle. You the guru. So as fans, we looking at you, Kyle. You say you the guru. We want to see some trickery. We want to see touchdown. So Kyle bringing that on his show. So you can't claim nothing if you're not going to show what you claim.
Frank, that's why I see mutiny
and that's
on the
just
bounty.
Real.
That's why I see mutiny on the bounty coming up. We've seen little glimpses of it in these last 2 or 3 weeks. The players just go ahead and do the thing, because Kyle's gonna say, well, no, that's how we do the play up. Kyle, you know what? Sometimes you gotta let the quarterback audible, and you gotta let the players do what they do. Let them go what they know your offense. Let them work within it. Just let them. Don't get in the way. Don't make them think that they can't do anything. They can. We're gonna see that develop. I think they can do it.
So I just say, just let Jimmy play, man. Let him throw that ball a little bit. You got to switch it up. I'm not making no excuses for Kyle. So we waiting to save his plays to the playoffs.
Somebody said that the other day.
NFL don't work. NFL don't work like that. These players, these teams too smart. The NFL don't work like that. It's not that easy. Yeah. You got to win. You got to win. It's plain and simple. You got to put your best out there every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Because anything can happen. Look at Green Bay just beat Dallas. Ain't nobody expect Green Bay to do that when they was at 14 points.
Frank,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to be able to say I did.
I did not. I didn't expect it. I didn't because Green Bay looked terrible. I'm just being real. I thought Dallas was gonna blow them out.
I'm joking. I just want to be with any Cowboys fans watching. So they get
Texas
boy.
So,
is Texas boy still here? The fan, we got to go.
Just any given
bang,
Sunday, anything
bang,
happen,
Lions game. Detroit versus everybody.
Hey, everybody's talking about Detroit beating Green Bay. So, I have a good one, Ron.
We got to go, man. We'll see. I tell you what, happy birthday to moms, too. All right, Frank.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I love you, man. Love y'all favor, man. I see you all tomorrow. All right.
Looking forward to it. Night, Frank. Scapelli's of Plants Repair says Shanny and Daniels, to my understanding, have coached together for many years. Look at Miami, then San Francisco. Shanny ain't the guru. Daniels is peace. I know. Scapelli, you know how many times in many circles that conversation has been exchanged. Because why is McDaniels doing all kind of wild and crazy fun stuff? And I mean, people can say it's personal, but still, I don't think that would have stopped McDaniels from going over there having a good time. Just do it. I mean, McDaniels was over there representing Nike when they had that logo going on. Stop half-stepping. There are times you have talents here. They can do it. Stop limiting them to this, and this. Let them play. We'll see what happens. Thanks for that contribution, Phil. Yo, Levi.
Oh man. Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Levi, man, we just sit back here chewing the fat. By the way, Steve came out and said, the reason that offense is looking like it does is Kyle still doesn't trust Jimmy. But, I think Steve was probably just in his own thoughts. I don't know. What are you thinking? Now, can you go along with that? Is Kyle out there holding back because he didn't think Jimmy can handle it? What do you think?
All right, well, Ronbo, there's two ways to look at it. Two unique ways to look at it.
Unique.
One way down on agree, but maybe you can look at it. Maybe he trusts Jimmy too much. Does he run the ball?
I wasn't ready for that.
Get a third and long.
Yeah.
And then, I mess up. Jimmy's going to get it more times the third down, complete the third down more times than not. And let's say that he converts on third down, the second next to Patrick Mahomes. So, hey, he got this. So I can be conservative. He'll keep the drive alive and keep some time possession.
Oh, I had
it's kind of crazy because he doesn't always do it, and then when it doesn't work, then
that's embarrassing.
So that's one unique perspective. I don't think
really
you'll ever hear it from anyone else.
Yeah.
He trusts Jimmy too much. He just think that Jimmy's going to convert on the third down. The other thing is, like I said last time, he doesn't trust Jimmy. He doesn't I show that trust. I told you in the last one, the difference between Mike McDaniels and Kyle Shanahan. Because I don't think Mike McDaniels, I don't buy everybody else take that this guy is better than Kyle. The thing is he trusts his quarterback no more. And even if he really doesn't trust him, he acts like he trusts him. He puts confidence. He giving Tua the confidence that he ain't gotten in neither of the previous years.
I mean, because who knew Tua was this damn good? Tua's as I said earlier, he's in the MVP conversations. He wasn't last year.
Yeah,
they were trying to get somebody else, Lamar Jackson, anybody. Oh, no, they were trying to get what's his name,
He has a coach
over in Cleveland.
It's like I said, he got a coach that believes in him. He had Tyreek Hill giving him all that extra buzz. And, hey,
and
man, Tua, he's more accurate than Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes has been smoking mad when he heard that. What the hell wrong with Tyreek, man? I thought we was brothers. Man, you talk to people like Mahomes took that personal.
I think it's passer rating or completion percentage or something, and I think he's ahead of Patrick Mahomes, so maybe he was a little bit right.
Wait, are the stats right?
Patrick Mahomes is a little bit of a circus passer, so I'm not surprised.
Wait. Tua's doing that well. I've looked at the numbers. Tua's doing that well that he does rank above Patrick on the stat list.
Yeah, so he might have a little taste that. Just because Patrick Mahomes overall is a better quarterback doesn't mean that Tua doesn't have a trait that rates higher than Patrick Mahomes. I know sometimes we look at the elite quarterback and we think it's blasphemous if we say, well, this guy is better than Patrick Mahomes at this. They get defensive like, whoa. So you're trying to put him on the same level as Patrick Mahomes. No, he's just better at this.
It's
just like someone that don't get mad winning.
Because it depends on the personality of the team.
It's like some people would get mad. Like I heard someone give a take that Jimmy Garoppolo played better than Justin Herbert and the thing, and people was mad. Oh, hey, no way you can say that. Where that's the contest of that one game. Jimmy Garoppolo played better than him. Now he might have a lot of advantages, which is why, but he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, there's always been a trust issue. Like I don't know if he ever truly trusts Jimmy. It's kind of like forced trust. It's like you got that person and they with you not because you like them, but dang, I ain't got nothing better. It's one of the reasons why Kyle Shanahan's record is so bad. It's either been Jimmy or some backup tier quarterback. And if you look at the league, not too many people got a high winning percentage with a backup level quarterback. So I mean,
well, the thing, Howard,
about
that,
like, I want to bait with Jimmy.
I just want to work with that point just a second. The thing is, but when Jimmy's there, the only reason his record is near 500 is because of Jimmy. Everybody else he's put out there went out there and got their butt handed to him.
But what level quarterback are they, Ronbo?
Huh?
I trust him, but
no, I mean, Kyle, how does he not trust Jimmy?
Quarterback.
He should be scared to death when
It's
Jimmy
because
does leave.
Jimmy doesn't have. Here's the thing, Ronbo. Here's the bad truth about this that gets in a lot of people's heads. And it might be in Kyle. Jimmy Garoppolo is not considered an elite quarterback.
A lot of
Most people would not say he's an elite quarterback. I don't even think you would think he's an elite quarterback.
No, there's only about 10 elite quarterbacks in the NFL, so that's nothing big deal about that.
Yeah, but
they still win.
Yeah, but the big deal is if you don't think you have an elite quarterback and you don't have that trust, or you don't trust and treat your quarterback as if he's an elite quarterback, like Mike McDaniels does Tua, like I told you.
Mike knows
then he's not going
Tua's
to
not
look
elite.
good. And Jimmy doesn't. Yeah. Jimmy doesn't get highlighted enough. And you look at his final stat, and it looks decent, but when you have the people looking at it, they look over his stats and say, man, his stats don't look too good. Like he didn't throw a touchdown pass in that game, so I think they said Jimmy was 10-2 without scoring a touchdown.
You're right.
So
10-2 in the games he didn't score any touchdowns. But you know what? That also goes with Kyle Shanahan's philosophy and running and things like that. We run that ball into the end zone a lot. So,
Yeah, so that's what he needs to do. He needs to highlight Jimmy Garoppolo more. If Jimmy's ever going to get his reputation fixed, Kyle has to, open up the playbook. And really the only thing he really needs to fix is his red zone.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is pretty decent. He drives down the field. You just got to cash it in. Get more touchdowns and field goals. Kick the field goals when you get a comfortable lead.
Fam, we got to go, and I love your perspective, especially the one about he gives him too much love on the third down. I ain't got worried about it. Jimmy's going to convert on third down anyway. Let's do this on the first and second down. Kyle, if I ever find out that's true, ooh, you're going to get talked about. Hey, I tell you what we do, fam. Let me see you tomorrow, though, okay?
All right, Ronbo. Have a good one.
You too. Here goes Levi. I hadn't thought about that. That's pretty funny. Jimmy does have one of the best conversion rates at third down in the NFL. If Kyle is resting on that particular belief, then he needs to have his ass removed. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. Good evening. I know you see me mixing it up with clickbait, Don Burr. I got those Rams fans to come out.
Thanks, Tony. It's always fun to see the Rams fans. We've grown so close to them after being with them all off season long and up until we played them.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yes.
I had put out the Rams schedule the rest of the way.
Oh yeah, please tell me who they play next.
Yeah, Rams. Let me see. I had typed it up. They play. Let me see. Because I turned to Don Burrs.
Because they were talking about an NFL network during the game.
Yeah, they play Rams this Sunday. They play at Nowlands, loss. Next week at KC, loss. Then the next week they're at home to Seattle, loss.
Don't they have to play the Vikings?
No, sir. No,
that's the Cowboys that have to play the Vikings. Okay.
Yeah, that's this Sunday. And then they play the Raiders. I think the Raiders gonna beat them. And then they go to Green Bay, Ronbo, and Christian Watson gonna light them up.
I want to know how's Stafford doing? Is the quarterback that was out there last Sunday going to continue while Stafford's elbow continues to look like it's going to need TJ, the Tommy John operation?
Are you talking about Wolford from
Wolford.
Wake Forest?
yeah, because Stafford's looking like Tommy John's coming up soon.
Detroit versus everybody.
That's funny.
It really is.
And I told Clickbait Don. I told Clickbait Don I was rooting for him against the Bears. It's about time they won, but now it's back to reality. Yes,
honestly,
sir.
Tony, you know what? Detroit is about a season away from finally becoming decent. They've assembled enough talent there, and they screw up because they're kind of young and new, but they got a little juice, actually, Don Burr.
Yeah, they do. They do. I like their run back, DeAndre Swift out of Georgia. He's really good.
And they got the best edge rusher coming out of school last year. So
and they got a nice offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in football.
Well, see, that's right. And they got a lot of first-round picks coming up this year. They're going to look like Cleveland Browns of old. Because remember Cleveland, every year I used to be crying. 49ers will pick number 10 this year. They have the 10th. The one pick in the first round, the 13, 14, second-round pick. I said, you know what? And look at Cleveland. Cleveland's got 4 first-round picks. How come we can't trade up and get one of them picks? I was crying every year. And then Cleveland their whole team was first-round picks for a while, right? So, man,
Yeah.
And
they
eventually,
got 2 first-round corners, a second-round corner.
And eventually, you should be a good team.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah,
still.
but you know what, too, Ronbo? I just see Rudy made a little comment. Hey, Rudy, you guys gonna go 1-7 the rest of the way because you got a tough schedule, and at 4-13, you ain't gonna have no draft picks.
Yeah, hey.
They go to somebody else.
Right? No, that's what I'm gonna say. Whatever they do, they're gonna have to give up all their draft picks. All those high picks they would have are going to other places. What did they lose for What did they give up for OBJ last year?
I don't even remember. But I tell you what, those other teams are very happy that y'all losing because the more y'all lose, the higher they pick.
Yes. And some of those are first-round picks. Oh!
Hey, Ronbo, McVay, don't you agree, Ronbo? McVay, I'm seeing every time I see a commercial, he's doing different Chunky Soups commercials. He needs to tone it down from the Chunky Soup commercials and more coaching and less commercials.
And Stafford is over there doing that pizza thing now. I said, you guys.
Yeah, for pizza.
Yeah, pizza. See,
I think McVay wants to be a movie star more than a head coach.
McVay wants to go to the booth anyway. He's made it a point to tell everybody, look, if you guys think I'm going down all the way to the dirt with this team, forget about it. As soon as my guys leave, I'm leaving with them.
Yep. Yep. And Aaron Donald might as well go ahead and retire. He's been talking about it for 2 years. Go ahead and retire.
He'll leave this year.
Yep.
I don't know if he had a 1 year. Did he have a 1 year contract? I guess it was only a 1 year contract. And
hey, Ronbo, how's the offense looking? Any update on Danny Gray? I know you said he had the ankle.
Danny Gray's got an ankle thing going. I don't know when Danny Gray's coming back. You know what, Tony? The only thing about the offense I think that needs fixing is time. They just need to work together for a minute. Remember, McCaffrey's only been there for what? This is game 3 that he's been there. He showed out against the Rams. We lost. Chiefs didn't work. Showed out against the Rams. Was okay. But you could tell this last game, they don't quite know what they're doing together yet. And I figure that's going to iron itself out within the weeks ahead. It's like George Kittle says, yeah, we'll probably be peaking right around the right time. So, I think the 49ers
I hope y'all don't blow a golden opportunity because I shouldn't do this, Ronbo. It's unfair to you guys. But I see you guys in the 2016 Falcons. I'm telling you, on the offense, y'all got all those pieces we had.
Yeah,
y'all got the same thing.
They just got to figure out how they want to go about doing this. Because when you got all those mouths to feed, you got to figure out in what order, how to sequence it.
Yeah.
This is what Kyle Shanahan. That's his job right now. Try to figure out how you can make that machine steamroll. That's.
But it should be easy because he was the coordinator with us.
I know, right?
So it should be easy.
So he knows that. But he's got to get those guys to know how to execute what he wants them to do, and that may take a minute. Not long because they're all pros, so it shouldn't take. I give him another week or two. We'll see this weekend.
It's funny how I texted in the chat. I said, Rams. I said, Rudy, ready to blow and market it slow. I said, we know you're watching. Why don't you come out from hiding? Your season's over. And then one by one they came. I haven't seen ready to blow, but I've seen marketing slow.
Well, because he knows he's the most shamed. He's been talking all that trash. He's talking. Tony, let me see it tomorrow before production cuts us off, and let's talk some more ball.
Yes, sir. Hey, Rudy, you'll be watching the Niners on TV this year, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow, Ronbo.
All right, Tony. Have a great night.
Hit the likes, folks. Hit the likes.
And as if on cue, there's Rudy.
Ronbo.
It's good to hear from you, Rudy. I thought we wouldn't hear from you the rest of the season. Get in here.
Ronbo.
Yes.
Ronbo, we both know the only reason why the Rams have problems, unlike the sorry-ass Falcons, is because we've had injuries on the offensive line. Even Kupp and Stafford are out. That's the only reason why the Rams are where they are. Unlike this, and you know what's funny, though, is somehow the Rams still smack Tony upside the head because he's got his team is so bad that he has to piggyback the Niners' success. Isn't that sad? But check this out.
I like him.
We still beat the Falcons.
Yeah, that was a while back. But listen, I want to ask you a question though about pertaining to your situation now. Now, how long is Stafford going to be out?
He's going to play this next Sunday.
Oh, Stafford's playing this weekend. Okay. How
Yeah,
bad is
he's
Kupp's
playing.
injury?
Kupp is going to be out. He's going to be out at least 4 weeks.
Ooh.
But I would have just sat Stafford and Kupp out, and this is what I would have did. I would have sat Kupp and Stafford out because the offensive line has lost another guy on the offensive line, and see what the young guys have. I really want to see Bryce Perkins with the number ones, and we can release John Wolford with his errant throws getting Kupp hurt. But I would just like to see what young guys we have there, get a couple of veteran offensive linemen, and we're all again next year because the NFC's gonna be sorry again next year. And don't be surprised if we're holding Lombardi again next year because we still have most.
Rudy, I got to tell you, I can't promise that. I will be surprised. Rudy, here's the thing.
But
I'm more now losing all those games. Wouldn't it be nice so if you could cash in? Because when you suffer like that, the reward at the end of the season is you get to get high round draft picks and take a pick of the blue chip ball players coming out of school.
And see, that's the thing. Like I was hearing Tony that people just still don't get it. The Rams still have a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth round pick next year. They have third round compensatory picks. And also the picks that we traded. Like
Wait, how come you guys get a compensatory pick?
Because of the free agents that we lost.
Oh, free agent, yeah.
And if Raheem Morris gets hired, we'll get something there. But we do have draft picks. That's why we were offering them for Burns and CMC. But the Niners had to beat us with the draft pick on CMC. But it's amazing that old thing. The Rams don't have no picks. Yes, we have picks.
Rudy, you just named picks that nobody knew about. You said you got a second, third, and fourth round pick?
We have a second, third, fourth, and fifth round pick.
Well, I mean,
and
how did you do that?
But see, Les Snead and Tony Pastore, the financial guys are amazing.
Where'd you get the second round pick from? I could have swore I read where you traded that second round pick. Where'd you get a second round pick?
No, we tried to trade it. We were trying to offer it for CMC and Brian Burns, and they wouldn't take it for whatever reason. And then the Panthers fan base was pissed off. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't trade it because I didn't want to do that. I wanted Robert Quinn, and I wanted OBJ if we can put some W's on the board, and we didn't.
Yeah.
But this year,
no OBJ
I don't know.
Now.
You know, I don't know if somebody's doing voodoo on us or something because, I mean, just the weird stuff with Van Jefferson not even playing for 6 games, Allen Robinson forgetting how to play football until the last couple of games. Check this out, Ronbo. Our starting left tackle, he went out for the season.
Yeah.
The backup left tackle went out for the season.
Yeah.
The third string left tackle went out for the season. So maybe it's okay that we stand down this year.
Wait a minute.
We're
Big
trying
Show,
to lick our wounds.
Rudy, have you been? Are we gonna have to hold you in contempt of court here? Big Show apparently has looked up to find out whether you had a second round pick, and he says you do not, and he said it in caps. You have lied.
Well, okay. I have to double check that because I was under the impression that we do have a second round pick.
Listen. There's no way you have a second round pick. You guys have given up the farm. The only reason you got a third round pick is, like you said, a compensatory pick. Come on, Rudy. You don't have any picks. You don't have any picks.
On that, Ronbo.
There'll be another presidential administration.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, you need to because you know busted.
I'll get back to you on that one. I understood that we had one. Well, I understand that we had one this next draft, 2023, 2024. We were offering 2 second round picks to the Panthers for Brian Burns. So that was from the Rams wire and everywhere else. So I don't know. Maybe he's looking at some Niner hog rock. But
somebody wants to know how Noteboom was doing.
Oh, he's out. But one thing I want to say is this, Ronbo. Like,
yes.
Tony's coming in here. Props to Tony. I like Tony, but worry about your own team, dude. I mean, come on now. We just came off of the Super Bowl, laughing about we don't have no picks. We're Super Bowl champions.
Listen,
we're reigning, defending Super Bowl champions.
You got to be a
those
target.
Picks, we don't. Yep. You really think we care about those picks? We lost
yes,
the MC.
You do. You can't fool us, Rudy. We are BS proof. You wish you had some of those picks back. There's no way you don't.
No, I don't. Ronbo, to give you an idea, the reason why the Niners blocked us from getting CMC. And they all of a sudden, hey, let's go all in like the Rams. Remember brick by brick. They threw that away because they're desperate now. But the reason why the reason why we lost out on CMC is because we traded that 4th round pick, which was higher than the Niners, for Sony Michel.
Okay.
But guess what that turned into? A Super Bowl.
Not much.
So
Listen,
the
Rudy,
hell with those picks.
Rudy, I love it. You the whole attitude now with LA is F them picks. Rudy, listen, you go ahead and do that with those picks. We got to go. And delighted to hear from you again.
But Ronbo, let me ask you this before you go, real quick.
Rudy, we got to go.
Real quick, Ronbo.
Production's going to cut you
off. The
Niners
offense is wait. Let me just.
I tried to tell him. Hey, fly guy,
Ronbo,
fly guy,
Ronbo.
Fly guy coming in here, man. You know what? But one thing about the Rams fans now, they offer some comedy relief when they came in. That's why I told y'all I do want them back because they are a comical bunch. Rudy came in here and lied about his picks. He didn't think we was going to fact check him right here live. Rudy! Fly guy, come on, let's talk some 49 football. And, as Steve Young came in and told KBR that he doesn't believe that Kyle trusts Jimmy. Do you think there's any truth to that?
No, I don't think so. Because if you really just take a step back and just imagine, look in the mirror, and then you will see the whole picture. Because what we can see is that, just like the Dolphins, when in the first half, the Dolphins will get maybe 5 possession in the first half, but we'll get maybe 2 or if we get 3, we're lucky, and we have be a few minutes left. This is the problem. Kyle is killing the clock instead of trying to put points on the board. So we end up getting maybe in the first half, let's say the other team have the ball, right? They'll go down and score 7 points within 4 minutes. Then when we get the ball, we'll drive all the way down, and then we'll kick 3 points, and then the first quarter will be over. So when the next quarter starts, we only get the ball 2 times, 3 times in each half. So this is the problem.
So you're saying it's Kyle's strategy versus his love or not love for Jimmy.
They don't give us enough. They don't give us enough chance to give the Debo the ball. The Kittle can get 7 touches. Ayuk 7, Debo 7. We're not getting those. McDaniel using those kind of strategy. Let's be aggressive. Let's throw the ball. Let's get everybody involved. Let's score points. If you do that, of course you're gonna go down the field and score very fast, and then you get another chance to do it again. You get another chance to do it again. But if we just run and kill the clock, and then we get down there, and then at the 10-yard line, we're trying to run it in when everybody's already in the box. Why we can't just throw it in the end zone?
Exactly. That's what's making people mad. You guys move down the field with the greatest of ease. I mean, you just zoom. There they go. Between the 20 to 20. Here they come. Boy, look at that. It's oh, look at that. And then they get to the 10-yard line. Oh, now all of a sudden we can't get the ball in. That's
no, not even in the 10-yard line. At the 3-yard line. Remember, we got the ball.
I was trying to be nice, but you're right. We have been right down there sniffing. I mean, you can see. The center's got white chalk on his knuckles. I mean, come on, man. Get Niners. What is this?
Like I was saying before, when we got the ball at the 3-yard line, you can see what Kyle is up to. He run the clock, and then he went for 3. Kyle is I don't know why he's so scared. What happened to him? What, somebody did something to him or what? Why are you so scared to just play the football? It's a game.
And especially you got
life is going to be involved.
You got 3 downs before the 4th even shows up. You can kick a field goal if you have to, but listen, do something creative with those first 3 downs. Kyle, your mind is wider and bigger than that. Stop with running that guy up the middle of the field. If you're 1 yard away, okay, you want to do the quarterback sneak, okay, but that's risky, okay? Keep doing that until you finally end up with Brock Purdy playing the rest of the season. So, I wanted Kyle Shanahan. Flacco, do you want Kyle Shanahan to be this coach? 2016, 17, when they were talking to him. Oh, I want it so badly. We got to wait for Kyle to finish the Super Bowl. Oh, I don't mind. Wait. Don't hire nobody. You know, I mean, I really wanted him. He looked good in the beginning, too. I don't know what's going on with him now, though.
Yeah. Tell you the truth, we're not getting enough possession. It's like, I'll be watching the game. I don't even go watch the highlight because there's no highlight. The game, you wait, you eat something, and then you go watch the highlight.
There is a few, though. Watch the game in 40 so you don't spend too much time on it. There
ain't
was
no highlight. Ain't no highlight. All you see is threes. No, ain't no highlight. This year, ain't no highlight. It's like you go watch the highlight, or you see the other team score on Kyle. Kyle probably score a touchdown there, a sneak. And this is it. And the 3-point probably goal. That's all the highlight you see. You don't see, like, it's not excited like, oh, Ayuk running down the field, Debo going crazy, Kato going in. Like, you don't see those kind of highlights. It's like, I'm telling you, boy, I don't watch those things.
There was a few this last game, but not enough for the talent they got. I mean, the biggest highlight game was against the Rams. I mean, that was the Christopher McCaffrey show all damn day. That was hilarious. Oh, by the way,
and then we can't.
Go ahead.
We can't keep focused on McCaffrey. Every time I hear McCaffrey, it make me sick. It's like we had a good team already. He's another weapon, but we can't just look at McCaffrey. Yeah. He ain't gonna do nothing but get hurt if we keep going to him all the time.
Especially running up the middle of the field. That's just got to stop.
Give everybody the ball. And let's run it. Get everybody the ball. Let's score.
And if anything, every one of those guys is a potential decoy. I mean, you could screw a defense's thinking up if you do it right. Oh, well, you know what? He might be getting to that. Let's give him a minute.
One more thing.
10 seconds, quick.
Okay, yeah. Since Kyle genius, if everybody know you're gonna run the ball, why you don't use that against them?
Mm-hmm.
So on first down, you go and throw a bomb because they know you're gonna run it. Yeah, just think. He's not thinking.
You know, he'll have to. You know, Jimmy's right now DVOA. He is ranked number 3. So there's no reason to just do anything but just throw the damn ball on first down, Kyle.
Yeah.
Anyway, fam, you know what? We got to go though. Flacco, let me see you tomorrow, fam. I'll be back tomorrow. Looking for you. All right.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Rudy has come back. Big Show. Rudy has come back to claim that he can confirm the Rams' 2nd, 3rd, and 2 6th-rounders. But Rudy, that's not exactly what you said. A 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and a 5th. So you got a 2nd, 3rd, and a 6th round. Research facts. The Rams show, boy. Hey, Liam.
Ronbo.
Liam, we're between the Rams antics and Steve Young saying that Kyle that Kyle doesn't trust Jimmy. Well, Liam, what is your thinking on this?
Mm-hmm. I think the last caller touched on what he said. There's not enough possessions.
Yeah.
And he's right. Our defense needs more turnovers. We are not generating enough fumbles.
That's a good point. And
we are not taking the ball away.
Yeah.
We are not taking the ball away enough. We've given up way too many 3rd and longs in critical spots that would have given us the football back. There's a lot of this kind of thing that's going on under the radar, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If we can just take the ball away 1 or 2 more times a game, drop the ball 1 less time a game in the end zone, for example.
Mm-hmm.
If we can clean up the penalties, I think we are very close to the top of the league in false start, delay a game, and holding, especially holding. We don't have that many delay game penalties, only 4.
Well, we like to hold.
But but most teams don't have that many delay game penalties. And, you know, we do a lot of motion and stuff, so we do occasionally get ourselves in a spot where, you know,
one guy
we miss it by a second or 2, you know,
and get a procedure
call.
Yeah.
So it's just, and we fumbled the ball too many times, and our punting has been a bit like, I mean, it's not a huge deal in a sense. It's not really, I don't think, contributing to our lack of scoring, but definitely we are not generating enough turnovers. We are giving up way too many third and longs in critical spots. And these holding and false start penalties, they are absolute drive killers.
Yeah.
And you add in a few drops here and there, and it's a no-brainer. And as far as the talent goes, I mean, come on, it's an embarrassment of riches. Would you rather have only Deebo Samuel? I mean, come on. It's good to have Deebo and Elijah and McCaffrey and Kittle. You know, it's a blessing. I mean, the reason we won the game last weekend is because we kept gashing them. And the only reason we could keep gashing them was because we could rotate Mitchell and McCaffrey. Like, we just exhausted them, you know, and these guys were fresh. Mitchell looked like it was the first quarter.
I know, right?
And
he's been out
at
for
the end
how
of the
long?
game.
Oh, my God. He's amazing.
Yeah, he was incredible. Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. So, I don't know. I don't really think it's a huge deal. I mean, at the end of the day, Jimmy's playing lights out. I think he's got a lot of confidence in him. We throw the ball on third down a lot. We throw it to Jawan. We throw it to Ayuk. We throw it on third down whenever we need to. There's no fear. So I don't know what Steve Young's talking about. I mean, I grew up a huge 49ers fan. Steve Young was my idol. You know, he was the GOAT. I mean, and I respect him, but I mean, on this, he's wrong. I don't care what he says. I don't know what he's watching. They're throwing the ball on third down. Jimmy's getting it into tight spots. At the end of the day, it comes down to, and we're leading the games in time of possession. We kill it. I mean, if we just took the ball away one or two more times here and there, like, it would be so tilted. It would be ridiculous.
And
so
Liam,
that's
like
my
Kyle said,
diagnosis.
we'd be down there in the scoring area 5 times. What if they would have just made 4 of those? You know, that's what I'm saying. They made 2 with Ayuk's drop.
You got to cash it in.
30 points, even though we're sort of assing around out there trying to figure out who we are and what we're going to do. And I think that's what the 49ers are doing right now. They're trying to figure out, okay, guys, how are we going to do this? All right?
Yeah, well, and it's okay because we're winning while we do it.
Oh, well, then that's a good thing.
We're winning while we do it.
Yeah.
We won the last 2 games we played. So we're figuring it out. We're riding the bike and fixing it at the same time, baby.
And you know what? The thing is, I think we should stop being such critics as we watch them process. The 49ers, I think they're going to be fine. Within the next couple of weeks, I think nobody is going to be able to deal with that offense due to the fact that they have finally got it incorporated and they know what they're trying to do and they know who they are and how to go about doing it. But we just immediately, as long on the field, they should be just dominating. I said, you know, that football doesn't work like that.
100%.
You guys haven't played ball. Let it wait a minute.
And by the way,
God.
And Ray McLeod, we do not talk about him enough, I think.
He's getting better, isn't he?
That man is a very special football player.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get him the football more, but that's the problem. We have so many guys. It's not a problem. It just means we have options. And basically any guy who touches the football, we could break it open. So I don't know.
And
I'm not too worried about it, Ronbo. I'm stoked.
And you should, because all Jimmy's got to do is stay alert, because that play broke down is why Ray and Jimmy got together on that one play. Jimmy's just got to make sure he knows where everybody is at all times. It's going to be difficult, but he's a professional. He can get closer to, because there's going to be times when the designated play ain't there. And now you know, I think there's going to be like several options. George has already told him, hey, if you need me, I'm open. I said, Jimmy, George said that in an interview. I said, really? I believe it.
Incredible.
If he's one-on-one, he is open. So that's what Kyle's got to figure out.
Yep.
He's got to figure out how much stress that legion of players can do to a defense and know how to exploit it, know what to expect, because he's sharp. Kyle can tell you what's going to happen on this play and this play and this play. He's just got to calm down, communicate it with his guys, and get it done. I don't think it's going to take long either. So.
No. I mean, we're winning. So.
Yeah, in the meantime. Hey, Liam, good stuff.
Yeah.
Always love talking to you. Listen,
All right,
I'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right?
All right, we'll get some predictions.
All right, pal. Looking forward.
All right.
Night, Liam.
Good night, Ronbo.
Yeah, I feel very confident at it. They just got to figure out how bad they can maul a team and just go ahead and do it. But it's going to take a while together. Any team that's getting together for the first time, especially in totality like they are now, you got to expect a little bit of roughness to start, and then they'll start trotting, and then all of a sudden they'll be so damn fast you can't catch them. I see that come within the next couple of weeks, actually. Maybe see a lot of it this week. They just got to know who they are and what they're capable of and go do it. Fam, I tell you what I'm going to do. I can't wait. Tomorrow, we're going to predict how it's going to be in Mexico. So bring your score, fam. Tomorrow, we'll get together at the same time, and let's do this again and talk some 49er football. Thanks for the contributions, guys. I always love that. And Rudy and company, listen, I can't tell you guys how much I enjoyed the show. Your show in particular is separate from this one, but it was fun. Rudy, you are... You F them picks. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, please, fam. Don't leave without subscribing and hit the like, please. You know I love I collect likes. I love those a lot. See you tomorrow, fam. Night.